Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the daytime stream. It's me, Mr. Cardconomist, and we're about starting on time. I think it would have been better to start at about 2:30. I think that's a little bit better. Then I get off at about 5:30. We're starting at 3:08. What's today? It's Wednesday, isn't it? We're going live for Wednesday daytime. All right. Okay. Ooh, it says something was delivered to me. Should I go get it? Or maybe I should. I don't know. All right. So there's some good news. I got in contact with the guy who misshipped my cases of Gem 5, and he has confirmed he is going to fix it. And he has told me to keep the boxes he already sent. So how nice is that? All right. Cool, man. Let's see. We got a lot of emails to toss out. Let me toss out these emails. What? Let me do that in a minute. We have some other stuff to do. Let me go ahead and close this from last night and open this for today. And then let's get the website pinned. Increasingly, a lot of our orders are actually occurring on the website over time because new guys join and they just learn how to use the website, and that becomes their favorite way of ordering cards. Really interesting. Granny says, Mister, you never opened my pack. I watched your whole stream this morning, but I didn't see it. Not your granny. Can you tell me who you are? Are you Leon Sugarfoot? I think you're Leon Sugarfoot, right? Okay, so we're gonna hit refresh on this. Let's go ahead and open up the iPad now. Do doopy doopy doo doopy doo doo. Okay, we're grabbing this. And I decided, by the way, not to listen to like Radiohead or whatever while I'm live, even though I can listen to it and you guys can't hear it. But the reason I decided on this is to make sure I don't get like too tired of listening to it. Like, could you imagine? I started listening to it every single time we were live. Like, I'd be bored of all my favorite songs. I'd get bored so fast. I sent yesterday evening for your first stream of the day. Yeah, we 100% opened that. That got opened. I know it did because we then struggled to find your bag for like 5 minutes. So that 100% got open. What we can do for you, we're going to go grab the bag and show you what you pulled, okay? Sometimes finding the part of the stream that has your opening in it is like trying to find a needle in the haystack, because I could have opened it in like 5 seconds, but the stream's like 3 hours long. So I get it. It can be really hard to find that video. Let me go grab your bag though. You opened up. In fact, I remember it was a Mega Evolution. So I remember exactly the booster pack it was. Let's go grab it now. All right. So, and you went way over here, and that says Lucas on it. It's hard to find L bags sometimes. The L boxes are very full and they're very far away from my arm's reach. So it can be hard to see them. That's why it takes a while. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to do this last night. Ugh, all these bags. I'm supposed to open all these and sleep them. We're cleaning up the pool room. That's my inventory room because we're getting ready to probably sell that pool table. One of the things that's going on with us is I've been putting fresh inventory into the pool room for a long time. And I looked it up. I asked AI, I said, is there any risk that the room could become too heavy? And AI was like, bro, yes, you should have never done that. It's like you can't. It's like it said you cannot turn a pool room into a inventory room precisely because there's already 1,000-pound pool table in it. So I was like, ew. Anyways, so what that means is, let's see, where's Leon Sugarfoot? I know you're here, Lewis. Oh man, this sucks. We're having to hunt your bag down again. We did this last time. Lewis, Luke, Lewis Oyervides. Let's see. Ugh. Let's see, Lewis Sutton, LeBlanc, Leo Flores, Leonardo, Luke Castro from 425. This is pretty expired. That says 325. We'll take that one back out. Where did we put you? Where did we put you? I don't remember what you pulled from it. What I remember is you didn't really pull anything from it. That's what I remember. Lorenzo, Lars, Lindsey Pollard from 1224, Luis Barrera. Look at what you're doing. You're triggering all these repos. We should have a bunch of repos on these because, these bags have gotten really old and we need to make it easier to navigate the L boxes already. Okay, you weren't in there. Let me move all this over here. We did this exact thing last time. 6 says late. Not really. Not really. Just grab this. We're pretty much on time. All right, here it is. Leon Sugarfoot. Oh, I wrote Leon up there, but it doesn't look like the word Leon because my handwriting's bad. All right, so Leon Sugarfoot, you got a Mega Lucario, it looks like. You also have a Surfing Pikachu, Sandshrew, Pidgeot, some poker cards. So you have a nice bag, okay? So don't don't abandon it for a year. Some of these guys abandoned their cards for a year. Your bag's from 226. You got plenty of time. Some of these guys have abandoned their cards for over a year. And we're cleaning it up a little bit because, I'm tired of not being able to find people's bags very easily due to overcrowding on the table. Here's a bag from 725. It's about to expire. 2 more months. I was thinking of offering vaulting services. What do you guys think of that? I think I could get really good at that because, I have to create security for my own cards, and I'm pretty good at creating security. One of the only reasons I've never offered to vault your guys' cards is because I don't want to actually increase the amount of cards I store at home because this could make me a bigger target. But I realize I don't have to be an official vaulting business. I just offer vaulting services for people who are already storing their stuff over here. All right, let me check this bag. This one's quite heavy. Eric Beltran. I remember Eric Beltran. Thank you, mister. No problem, man. I don't know what to do with my hands. What's the chase and the live customs? Okay, so hold on. So Eric Beltran last ordered on 225. Okay, there we go. So Eric Beltran has a very old bag. Here it is. And his bag says 124, 524, 324. His stuff is expired. What I'm going to do, because I'm such a generous person, I'm going to rebaggy these and give it a I'd love to take these out though. I'd love to take out some of the bulk kind of valueless stuff out of this bag ahead of time. Like these hollow lives, none of these are hits. These are standard hollows. So I would love to remove some of his bulk. What else? This is bulk. Let's keep his hits in the bag though, shall we? So we'll keep the hits in the bag. That's bulk. I treat plain hollows like bulk. This is basically bulk. Also not a hit. Hits have a diamond on them. Okay, and this is hollows. That's a chunk of hollows. So we just removed his hollows. His bag is actually officially expired by a lot. His last payment being in February. This is just hollows. Of 2025 means he's expired by a lot. But the creation of this bag was quite a long time ago. So what he's going to discover is we're removing all of the hollows from his stuff. All right. Here it is. He actually has a hit. Oops. Let's get on screen. There it is. So he has a hit right there. That's actually a hit. The rest of this is just bulk. All right, so there we go. So we've kind of whittled his bag down to just some hits, and we'll put this here. And what I'm going to do for Mr. Eric Beltran, we're going to put him back in the table, but we're going to give him an updated bag to 225, and we're going to let this get much older before we consider it truly abandoned. I hope he comes back. Looks like once upon a time he used to go pretty deep, actually. But you never know what happens to people. 225. All right, so this is already expired by over a year. Even if you go only off of his very last order, it's already very expired. But we're going to continue to store it for him. We remove the bulk. Where are my stickers? Here they are. All right, so he has more time to collect this. There we go. All of these are pretty small. These are all expired as well. This one's kind of fat, but look, it's mostly hollows. A Louis Rodriguez from 225. What'd you have in here, Louis? Oh, he's got a little card in there. Okay, hold on. We'll leave it. We'll leave it up on the table too. I don't want his good card. I don't want it. I want him to come collect it. But I'm going to remove once again all these hollows. So they're going to lose their hollows because they've been here for over a year now. What do you guys think? That long enough? The bag's technically completely expired and we could just obtain it, but I don't want his card. So he'll have more time to collect that, but he's going to lose his hollows. So just how it is. Think of it like a storage fee. Little storage fee there. We have a Luke. What do we got going on with Luke here? Nothing. Oops. Oops. Come on now. Eric Gruff. These are guys who just kind of popped in, bought one or two things, and then they popped out. This is Lake of Rage. You know, it's weird. I feel like Lake of Rage has been here very recently, hasn't he? Yeah, I feel like Lake of Rage was here recently. It's weird. I feel like I recognize his name. I'm gonna put him back because my brain has a faint feeling like he's still around. Okay, here's this. Here's a Lindsay Pollard. And what does she open? Some Ren and Stimpy packs. All right. And then Leonardo Cedillo. That's just some trick or trades. And there we have it. Trick or trades are pretty cheap, actually. All right. So there we have it. We just cleared a whole bunch of junk bags. These cards will end up becoming the binder break. Although we just took the binder break down, didn't we? We took it down. Here it is. We have to find some way to liquidate all this. All right. Or you could call it Rat Queen. So when they talk to you, everyone asks, "Hi, Rat Queen." We are. What? What did I just read? The Rat Queen. 6, don't literally turn into a rat, okay? That's not good for you. All right, we'll put this over here. She gets mad at me. How dare you say that? Okay, so here is the very first auction break. We're done with stream number 3. You guys are in the very last stream. At the end of this stream, however many people are in here, get the slab. Right now, it's only Tyler, so he's tracking to just automatically win uncontested. There it is. Did you guys know about that? That's called an auction break. It's a weird idea. It's a new idea. Auction breaks are not based off of how many spots, but how many streams. It's a very different thing. It's a new thing. I might keep running auction breaks until people kind of get educated about how it works, because this is like a new mechanic here on the table. And again, there are no number of spots in it. You can buy as many spots as you want. The only thing that matters is how many streams. So there's 4 streams, 3 of them are done. You're in the last one. When this stream ends, however many people are in this Princess Leia are the ones who are going to decide who gets it. So if 2 more people jump in, let's say, well, then it's a 1 in 3 odds. That's it. So that's how it works. I call it an auction break. It's a break, but it works very differently. It's got a time structure to it instead of a number of spots structure. We got the Brandon giveaway. We got this new quip drawing. We've got so much stuff going on today, actually, guys. We've got this breakthrough. We've got this gym challenge. So these are fresh. These are very fresh. Just started those. Let's get these in the middle. We've got the Pikachu. We got the Dialga, obviously. Dialga is now 2 out of 21, everybody. That we're calling that Shahir's Dialga because he's a big Dialga fan. So that's exactly why we're hosting this break. We're hosting it because I know he loves Dialga. So we thought we'd do that. We are. It's a Rainbow Dialga from Ultra Prism. There we go. There's the auction break. All right, so they're all situated now. That's nice. Can I tell you what I just pulled watching this? I don't know, Pokemon cards. Squack, Ding, Tyler, say hi. Said hi. Don't snipe me. Snipe him. Playboy box go off. Hello, my dear. No, no, it did not. So the Playboy box. This is the new box break because the Final Fantasy went off, everybody. So this is Playboy, and there's 3 spots left. This is a break for a whole box of Playboy. Why would you get into this? It's because it's a Donald Trump booster box. Basically, the cards in here have a chance for a Donald Trump Playboy cover. It's an expensive card, sells for a lot of money in a 10. You have a chance for a rainbow version of the card that probably sells for even more. And surprisingly, these packs are not even that expensive to open. They're pretty cheap. So we have a very cheap box break on that. You get the whole box for yourself. You can keep it sealed and ship it. You can sell it back to me. You can open it up. Now check this out. We were having a problem yesterday where the seller shipped me 3 boxes instead of 3 cases. And I was kind of going nuts because he wouldn't respond to me on eBay. Well, I found him on Instagram and reached out, and he did respond to me. He said, keep the 3 boxes and that he's sending the 3 cases out right away. So we're all good, guys. We're still gonna get our gem fives, and we got a little bonus too. We got these 3 boxes as a bonus. Good on him. That was a nice gesture. He didn't have to do that, but it's what I would have done too, because it's like, oops, sorry about screwing up your order. Now, let's move these back. Could you check what international shipping I would have to pay? Says Mr. Marius. Oh, Marius. I have a good amount of slabs as well to the bag. All right, so let me ask you this question. How many slabs do you think you have? Rough estimate. Let's go grab his baggies. We could start you out with $40 shipping and then do another round of $40 shipping if we need more. Marius Larson baggie number 2. Marius Larson baggie number 1. And then it really depends on how many slabs you got as well. Close to 10. So 10 slabs, 2 baggies. It needs to stay under 2 pounds, I think. Is it 2 pounds or 3 pounds? I can never remember. Does it say in the description? Let's see. It says 4 ounces, $20, 32 ounces, $40. Yeah. So you're clearly in the $80 range. And a lot of that comes down to the fact that you got so many slabs. So shipping for you for everything today would be $80. Now, if you prefer, we could do some tricks like we don't ship everything at once. Maybe we keep some over here. Maybe we ship only the things that you want. So we got all kinds of flexibility for international buyers. But if you just want everything sent out, it'll be $80. Okay. All right. So let me put this back over here. Don't leave us, Marius. We like you. No, I'm just kidding. We are. Ooh. Let me have a little sip of water as we begin this stream. I'm sure I have orders pending, guys. We got to start opening those. Here's the new Quip art break. There's a video of her making this card. You could go watch it on her channel. So this card, unlike the Ditto, this card actually has a video of her drawing it. She made a very good looking Cubone, and it's just another one of her wonderful drawings. We're hosting a second break. The Ditto break did go up. The Ditto break ended. It had 8 spots, $25. Part of the cost is the grading. Just a bit of fun. If you've never owned one of her drawings, I think it looks nice in your collection. To be honest, it looks nice, especially because again, it's going to be encapsulated, so we're going to get that graded. Okay, we're going to get it authenticated. Now, let's jump over here. We have a Mr. Dizia James, 4 junk packs. Put it in Tyler Ferbert's bag. 4 junk packs. Tyler Ferbert, you got it, man. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so here they are. Mr. Dizia, how do tariffs work? Like the payment? I don't know. In the United States, I have not been paying tariffs lately. Like I have not been getting the message from FedEx that I owe a tariff. So I don't understand what's going on. If they streamlined the process, like if it's done through the label printing now or what, I've got no clue actually. Maybe it's been paused. I heard Trump lost like the Supreme Court case over his tariff. So maybe it's currently paused or there's like a lapse in tariffs right now. But I've been buying international stuff and not been getting a receipt from. Oh, I gotta sneeze. I always sneeze in this room. I have to be like allergic to something. Okay. All right. So we got some of these. If you guys ever want to like buy the junk packs and have them remain a surprise, I don't have to open them. You can leave them like unopened. The importer pays the sheriff when shipping overseas. Uh, Either party can pay the tariff is the truth. So, like for example, if you're buying from Japan, the Japanese supplier, he can pay the tariff and just put that into the price of the cards. But either way, the point of a tariff is to make it more expensive to sell things into a country. That's the point. So, like, if I used to be able to buy your Chinese cards for $1,000 per case, but now they cost $1,200 per case, well, it makes the cards that are already here in English a little more attractive, a little more competitive. So imagine a case of Pokemon cards in America cost $1,200, but a case in China costs $1,000. You're like, well, the Chinese cards are cheaper. I'll buy those. Well, Daddy Trump comes in and says, not so fast. We're going to make the Chinese cards cost 1,200. Oh, well, then I guess I'll just buy the English ones. So that's what every country is doing. Every country has some form of tariffs. So if you don't like tariffs in America, well, then nobody should be doing it. When we sell our American goods into Europe or into Canada or into China or into India, there should be no tariffs when we sell to them. That's equality. That's fairness. That would be a fair market. Nobody has really done that with the United States. The United States, for a very long time, has had no tariffs, almost no tariffs, and every other country has them. So they're happy to sell us their stuff. But when we try to sell them our stuff, they say, not so fast. Not so fast. We're going to tax it so that it's uncompetitive. So that's what a tariff is. I personally believe every country should just drop their tariffs. So that's my personal beliefs about tariffs. Okay, here's Amachi. It makes things so much simpler. Here's Buggy. It makes shipping easier. All right. That girls get it done. That's right. That's a quote from Homelander, from The Boys. Sorry. All right. Dizia, we're putting this into Tyler's bag. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think about all that tariff nonsense? Yep. Okay. Good. Very nice. We'll put this back over here. Okay. Let's grab some of these. We're going to pull some of these slabs down because I'm going to push these slabs back a little bit, give us some more room on the table. All right. But yeah, for some reason lately, I haven't been having to pay a tariff on goods imported from like Japan. Usually I get like a bill from FedEx, and I'm not getting that bill. This is the Brandon giveaway. I'm going to move it out of the way. There goes. Okay, very lovely. Last day to get into this Princess Leia break. There's no limit to the number of spots that can go in there. There's only one person in there. It also happens to be the trade break. So you're allowed to, instead of buying a spot in here, you can trade your cards to get in here. If you have Shadow Fleet, no tariffs. Oh yeah, is that like from a video game? Sounds like a video game. All right, who's next? We've got Mr. Robert Rice. He says, let's see. I'm off to my first card show Saturday. Been out of Pokemon. What's hot right now? And what's gonna be got later in the year, in your opinion? So Robert's going to a card show and he wants to know what's hot. Everything. The whole Pokemon market is on fire. I just look for something that you think is rare or really beautiful, or maybe your favorite Pokemon, okay? But it doesn't matter what you're buying, nothing's going to be cheap. Poker cards aren't cheap anymore. Tops cards aren't cheap anymore. Nothing's cheap anymore. You can't find any niche card, any mainstream card. It's all expensive. Except for slab shipping. Let me know on Discord if you need more. Cool. So maybe like just a round of just the slabs. We'll give it a try, okay? Six is here. She says, Tour Zero Lane Volume 2, 2 Sneaker Bunkos. Oh, I like this. Okay. Anytime we sell a sneaker bunko, I'm happy because I've got like 5,000 cases of them. I simply bought too much. Now, she said Azure Lane. Let's not confuse these. Here they are. Azure Lane. She said Azure Lane, Volume 2, Japanese. This looks like Azure Lane English. So let's be careful and get you the right pack. It's me. It's me, Marius. Dialogue break progress. Yes, one new person has joined the break. It's got a long way to go, but trust me, when it gets closer to the end, it'll skyrocket because it's a very cool card. Dialga is one of those legendary Pokemon. Legendary Pokemon never really go out of style. Actually, I think he's one of the most popular Diamond Pearl Pokemon of all. Every time I have a Dialga, he sells. So I'm very confident on him. Also, if you take a look at the price of the break, 40 times 21, Very reasonable price. Some breaks have a higher premium than others, so we kept the premium low on the Dialgo. All right, here we are. Thanks, Six. Let's get these open. Rainbow seem to be going up in price too. Yeah, there's been kind of a rainbow card renaissance where people realize, oh, I remember these being fun and exciting to pull because they were the top chase card from the box. It's taken a while, but people are appreciating them again, you know? Whoa. Holy boobies. Whoa. Meow. Okay. Put that there. Is that my Han Solo? Han Solo. If you're new and would like to place an order, website link is pinned in chat. Whoa. That's some serious boobage right there. It is. All right. And one more hollow. Very nice. All right, good. Tag teams are booming a lot. It's all booming, really. What's not booming? Okay, good, good. Karis has been really enjoying drawing a lot, if you can't tell. She's gotten so much better over the years. She's been drawing now for almost 3 years. Did you guys know that? That's Miss Six. I'm looking at that cube on and going, wow, that looks pretty accurate. That's hard to do, you know. I tried to draw with like Sharpie markers. My drawings suck. All right, so Miss Six, we're gonna get you a fresh bag, but that says CS Man on it. That's a different person. So let's grab this one. I remember when you were opening Tag Team and Shiny Star. How much of that did you stock up on? I don't know if I have any Shiny Star. I personally did not like Shiny Star. Shiny Star has like the Shining Charizard VMAX in it. However, I did stock up on one case of All Stars, Tag Team All Stars, which at the time was already getting very expensive. So I didn't really want to buy too much of it. But I have a whole sealed case of it. How does that sound? One whole sealed case. And I never allowed, let's just say 626. You know what? It doesn't matter. We're never taking your bag from you, Six. You're good. It's Dialga. Okay, we have Mr. Jacob Chickering, 2 spots in the auction break. So this is called an auction break, and there's no limit to the number of spots. You can buy as few or as little. The only thing that works with this is the number of streams that it's in. Here you go, Jacob. Jacob, I was hoping somebody would buy at least one more spot. I mean, the cost of grading alone is like, you know, it's like $25. So even just the value of the grade is 25. This is a chase card from the Galaxy One set. It's a chase card. There's only like, what, like 4 chase cards in the whole set, and this is one of them. How many cards are actually in? Have you guys ever really taken a look at this card? It's pretty beautiful. It's one of 6. And in fact, this one is the Leia card. She's on Hoth in her jacket. And when we zoom in, you can see the whole card actually has a texture to it. So this card is a textured card, which was an impressive technology in the time that it was printed. It was printed in 1993. That's quite old. So this card is almost as old as I am. All right. And I'm a dinosaur, so. But what we'll do is as the number of people increases in the break, we'll up the number on the front of the card slab. So you can make a choice of whether you want to take a shot at it as well. So that's now 3, 5, 3. Okay, so it's up to $15 now. This card is being valuated at $15 by the number of people in the break. By the end of this stream, this is stream number 4, this breaks over. Doesn't matter how many people we have in here. It just matters that we're in the last stream. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. It's a different kind of break, very different from these guys. These guys don't go off until they have to go off because the number of, the number of spots has been fulfilled. This one, the way it works, no matter what, by the end of this stream, this one's going off. So you can expect at the end of this stream, this one to finish. All right, so 6 says, for Mr. Marius to help with shipping costs, this is a gift. What? All right, that's really nice. Miss 6 gifted you $15 for shipping, Mr. Marius. What do you think of that? International shipping can be kind of pricey. Six has just donated $15. We're going to say you're up to 25 for the month. Six, you're so generous. All right. I was supposed to open these yesterday night, and it got so busy, I didn't get a chance to do that. Wow, look at those likes. You guys beat the nighttime stream in likes every time. I don't know what it is. You guys are way nicer with the likes. So these are some kind of promo pack. I guess they come with the case. I don't know what to think of them. Let's see if they're any good. I've never actually opened this before. Let's see. I don't even know what set this is. Okay. Here's whatever this is. Is this that one Yuzusoft maybe? Some kind of angel girl. Anyways, we're cleaning up the pool room where I keep all my inventory. What? That's a signature. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. All right. Promo packs aren't a passing matter. They're important. I did not know that. Here's a little cat girl. Use it soft. I'm using hard. All right. So now we know that the promo packs are something to sell off individually. I did not know that. Actually, that's really tough. How do we do that? Because you don't know what's coming out of the promo pack at all. But if it can be a signature, that seems like it would be a very expensive promo pack. Maybe this is the right way to handle it. Maybe they should just be open so we know what's inside. And then once they're opened, you just sell the signature for whatever it's worth. Whoa! Damn, dude. I had no idea. I had no idea that these had any value at all. I thought these were like Pokemon promos where it's like a 50-cent card inside. I didn't know they were meaningful. No one ever mentioned them to me. No one ever said, "Hey, what are you doing with those promos?" So here's what I would do. I would open a case and there'd be like a promo pack, maybe like stuck to the bottom of a playmat or something. And honestly, I've probably thrown some of these away. I've probably thrown them away because I didn't think anything of them. And here we are pulling a signature out of some of these. Okay, so now I guess we should open these way sooner. What do we got here? Okay, a booty butt. Oh, I've heard about this in Nikkei, the butt card showing. I think Mr. Jonathan Cham asked for these one time, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I found them. They were taped to the bottom of a piece of cardboard that I would normally just throw away. Here's a card. Here's a card. Whoa! She needs to put some clothing on. Where your clothes at? All right. So I've just learned something new and valuable about White Schwartz. I don't really know what to do about this because they seem like they'd be really tricky to sell. Like I only get a couple promo packs per box, per case, I mean. And I don't want to create like a whole listing just for promo cards. So maybe what we're doing is already what I should do. Like I just said, maybe we should just open them, grade them up, and then just sell them already graded. Here's this is a desirable character, is it not? Rias? Damn, bro. That's because she's wearing a string bikini. Any character would be valuable if she was wearing a string bikini. Holy man. Some cheekage. What's the pull rate on the Siggies? I have no clue. Those were those weird Weiss Schwartz Rose series, though. Look at that one. What the? Holy side boob. Okay. Okay. And okay. So that's it. Those are some Weiss Schwartz cards. Wow. Very interesting to me. Okay. Now I have learned something. No one ever mentioned this to me. No one ever mentioned, hey, did you know those promo packs? Kind of an important part of the deal. Interesting. Maybe it's something you guys didn't know. I'll set those up there. Now we know about it. What should I do about it next time? I don't know. Let's go to the website and see the next order. This is Haram. Yeah, probably. Nicholas Pacheco is next. He says, 10 Poke Shuffles, and 2 live customs. Did you see people going nuts on these last night? We were opening a lot of these last night. Some sellers don't give the promo packs. Yeah, it seems like it would be something that would be really hard to orchestrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like, who actually should get it? Should I put everyone into like a lottery, like a raffle ticket to get it? Okay, well, if I want to do that, every time you buy a pack, I got to write your name down. I don't want to do that for a whole case, because those packs are like, they come out of the whole case. So the case will have like a bonus promo or two on the top. So I don't want to do that. Is it every 20 packs? Well, some guy's going to sit there and wait for 19 packs to sell, and then he's going to rush to buy the 20th pack. So it's very tricky how to dole them out. So my next thought is, well, we should just Topps Zubat, number 1, Wave 4. Ooh, that sounds good, actually. Wave 4 Topps Zubat, T10. Something tells me he's not actually T10. He's probably T9. There's no way I would sell the Topps Zubat 10 in the Poke Shuffle. This is going to be T9, okay? So don't get too excited. Yeah, here it is, T9. All right, he is T9. If he was T10, he'd be like $400. So it'd be a very different price. He would be in the live customs. Hold on, this is T9. I just wrote down T10 like a muscle reflex. So you've done well here, Nicholas. This is wave 4. This is one of the rarest waves of the Topps Pokemon. Notice how it has this cosmic pattern. You could always crack this and send it off to, like, I don't know, CGC, see if it gets a better grade. I'd done that with a couple of them. Oh, yeah, this one's no good. So this one's not going to cross into a 10. It's got a line right there. That's right. We went through this. So he's got a line right there. And so he is properly a 9. He is a very lovely card. Just going to be in your 9s collection rather than your 10s. Just charge 40 a pack. Read my message. Most of the time, you get a promo pack if you buy 3 boxes. If you buy 3 boxes, you get a promo pack. That's what they're for. Let me have a sip here. That wouldn't work with like the Rose cards, Weiss Rose. Those were only like 1 promo pack per case. So those are very different. But maybe like you mentioned, maybe that would work with like Fujibunko, because I think some of those were Fujis. You can always add it to the Waifu Shuffle sealed. That's a good idea. I think the best move probably is either to sell the booster packs off individually, or to just open them up, get them graded, and then sell them, because they're too hard to dole out based off of like booster box purchases. In my opinion, it becomes like, for example, um, now I got to list something in the actual listing. Hey, by the way, if you buy 3 of these, we'll give you this bonus promo, and it's like, because each one will have a different rule, probably, right? It is actually just easier to get a booster pack price on the item and say, there's a booster pack price. There's a sort of separation in your choices so that you don't have like 2 choices to make. Did he said keep? Okay, good. I'm talking about normal rice twice. I hear you. All right, so let's say Nicholas Pacheco. Nicholas Pacheco. Okay, and you got this for a $5 pull, huh? Good. Now, the live customs times 2. You guys think he can get double lucky? Let's see what happens. Chris Gonzalez had, in my opinion, maybe a kind of a rough night last night, because he basically re-rolled the Final Fantasy box, and he did pull something. He pulled a Karuta Snorlax, but then he re-rolled the Karuta Snorlax, and it missed. I actually just put that Karuta Snorlax back into the Dark Muck as well. Wow, look at you, man. Gooped up. Oh, yeah. Nice. Nothing better than being all gooped up, you know what I'm saying? Porygon Vending. Wow, double hit for this guy, man. You're doing very well. Yeah, look. He's back in, but he's 125 now. All right. Porygon. Also a 9, but another quality 9. This is also vintage, just like the Zubat. This is the vending series Japanese. It's a unique set of artworks that people kind of overlooked. I can see it got a 9 for off centering, so I would not try to regrade this one. It's truly a 9. And they're glossy. The way you acquired them was really cool. They come off of like a sheet of paper where you got to peel them off. So very hard to get 10s on these anyways. But yeah, these have been exploding in price in the last 2 years. These used to cost very little. Now they're one of the most expensive cards. So they've been doing very well. I'm gooped up right now. That's why I'm saying. All gooped up, huh? On a Sunday afternoon, huh? What are we thinking here? So you started out with $100 of custom breaks, custom boosters, and now you've ran into about $200. I think it's 225, right? No, it's a little over $215 worth of pulls. Not bad. You basically double your value. Keep all right. Sometimes you got to know when to fold, right? Like in theory, if you just kept re-rolling every single pull over and over and over again, eventually you would go back from a good pull back to a bad pull or completely missing. To make this simple, why don't I just put the Team Rocket mug in the back like this? All right, thank you, Mr. Nicholas, for the $100 order. That was a big order from Nicholas. Next up, we have a Mr. Marius Larson, shipping for slabs. Phone number, blah, blah, blah. Adding address in case it doesn't run through PayPal. All right, sounds good. Our next round is a round of shipping for Mr. Marius. While we're working on that, let's talk about these Gem 5 boosters. So Gem 5 is on the way. Did we ever write down a price on these? Gem 5, I currently have, no, we have no price. Gem 5, let me go try to find a price, okay? We're not looking to kill you guys on Gem 5 because it just came out. Yeah, Gem 5. Okay, let's see. Let me get a price, okay, everybody? We're going to set this up and then do his shipping. And how many packs are in here? Probably 15, right? You want to assume it's 15 with me? We only have these three boxes right now, and then we're sold out for like a week. Okay, we got 3 boxes to last us a week. So I think we're gonna go with $5 a pack for the minute, okay? That's $5 a pack on Gem 5. We have some available, just 3 boxes. That's Gem 5, $5. Ow. There's some cool Chinese exclusives in here. Again, we only have 3 boxes of this. I think 5's pretty reasonable, but let me count how many packs are in here in case it's like one of these sets had like 17 packs per box. Like what the hell, China? Just stick to one number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Is that right? Is it 18? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm going to have to create a cheat sheet on how many packs are in the Chinese boxes because 151 surprise is 15 packs. Why do they got to make it so confusing? That really makes it confusing to price them because you can easily under or overprice a set. Where's my cheat sheet? I got a cheat sheet somewhere. I know I do. All right, so under here, Chinese booster box pack counts. Gem 5, 18 packs. There it is. So bad, dude. Okay, so now we're going to rethink the price. Let's see. No, it looks like we still might do 5. What did I pay for these cases? What's the buy rate on the cases? We might stick to 5 actually. I think that reflects our low inventory. All right, give me a second. So this number divided by this number divided by this number divided by this number. Yeah, we're going to stick to 5 for now. Okay. I'm going to go set it up in the website too. Okay, let's go set it up in the website. Add new product. Chinese Pokemon Gem 3 or Gem 5. This, oops, this, let's say 18 booster packs per box. This set has Captain Pikachu, just like Gem 1 did, but it's a different artwork. All right, we'll set that at 5. And let's head over here to Pokemon Chinese. And we're going to hit publish. We don't have a picture on it yet. I'm sure Tammy will be happy to add a picture. I should just learn how to do the picture, and then I don't have to pay Tammy to do it every time. All right, let's see. Back to the orders. Free, I'll take 2. Well, what's that Star Wars tag card right there? That is Galaxy 1. That is the original Star Wars Galaxy 1. So it's very old, and it's the original set. Now, Mr. Marius, let's head over to our shipping system. We're going to say Marius Larson. In fact, Marius, Miss Alexis does not come back in until Friday. So what I'm going to do, we're going to write a ship Marius Larson note down, and I'm going to retrieve all your slabs and get an exact weight. So let's not print the label until we know exactly what you have. Marius Larson International Shipping. So that's in my to-do notes now. Here are the Gem 5s, everybody. Thoughts on Chinese exclusives? I see they're getting an exclusive Sylveon for the Chinese Terror Festival. They're good. They're good, and I think they're fun. That's all I thought. I mean, China's got a lot of people in it, so they're probably proud of the fact that they get their own exclusive cards, and they probably feel good that people from other countries want to buy and own those cards. It's a good feeling. It's like a national pride kind of feeling. So they get some nice exclusives. I think Pokemon was nice to do that, and I myself own a couple of the Chinese Pikachus, the Gengar Pikachus. I think I own 2 or 3 of them for myself. I can't remember. But I think I bought a bonus one recently for like almost $4,000 just to make sure we have one for the future for future breaks. And I might have heavily overpaid for it, but we'll have to find out over time. Here's Miss Six. She wants an Ascended Heroes God pack. It is possible, unlikely, but possible. Ready? All right. Here's Carbink, Mawile, Togekiss. All right. One whole round of Pokemon. Good. We got a message from Karis. We'll see what she said. She said, "Hey, baby doll. Big mess. The stupid phone holder dropped my phone and it hit the ink and it went all over the window. Oh my effing gosh. Oops. I guess she's making a mess out there. Well, I took down the binder break once again. There was no, I didn't feel the energy behind the binder break. Here's some more cleaning I have to do. So I ran into these. I gave some of these for free out to 6. Let me clean these up real fast. So I got a Mary Larson international shipment to do. What do you think of these 6, these cute little Hello Kitties? Should I grade these guys? These are from MetaZoo. Ugh. I said $5 to finish the Star Wars break. It's not 4 spots in the Star Wars break. This is something new, Mr. Ice Hobo. This is something new. It's called an auction break. He thinks that there's 4 spots in it. There are not 4 spots in it. So, Mr. Ice Hobo, this is a new kind of break where there's no limit to how many spots there are. There can be as little as 1 person in the break. There could be as many as 20 people in the break. There's no limit. The only limit is that it runs for 4 days, and after, or not 4 days, 4 streams. And after the 4th stream, it's over. So anyone can get in it. as many times as they'd like, but it's over after 4 streams. So that's what the 4 represents. Notice it looks very different from a traditional break. See, this is a traditional break on the left. It says 1 and 11. This one is the new auction break. It counts up to 4 and then it's over. We're in the last stream right now. So this is the last stream for the Princess Leia. Now the value on the Princess Leia is probably about $40. So you're still in a pretty good break. If it ends, with odds of 1 in 4, that's still really good. So if you'd like to stay in, I can put you in there. Let's see. So we got these cute little guys. The real question is, do I pull them out of their sleeves? I don't think I need to. We'll leave them in the sleeves for now. All right. All these little cards to grade, huh? Keep me in. Why not? Yes, sir. Okay, just wanted to make sure you understood how it all worked. It says we received our DHL shipment. I wonder what was in it. Here's Miss 6, 3 Gem 5s. So this is the new Gem 5 set, everybody. Miss 6 is trying it out. We have more of this being delivered to us. I don't know how soon it'll arrive, but the seller accidentally only sent me 3 boxes. And when they arrived, he wouldn't respond. He finally did respond. He's going to correct it. And he says, go ahead and keep these little boxes. So that's kind of nice, huh? Any gym breaks? We did have 2 on the table last night, but they're just odd booster pack breaks. One of them is a Doctor Who magic card, magic booster, collector booster. And the other one, oh, there it is right there. Master Ball Captain Pikachu. So this is one of the reasons to open Gem 5, everyone, this Master Ball Pikachu. And then here, ooh, not bad, 6. Look, I didn't know this Houndoom was in here. He's a good card. All right, some good luck for 6 here. How about that? Some much needed luck. We've got Master Ball Pikachu, and we've got Houndoom. That's a double whammy, 6. All right, so give those cards a try. The Gem 5s are a lot of fun. Good. Tell you what, since this hasn't received any new people in it, we'll go ahead and put one of the Gem 5s in here. So this break now has a free Gem 5 in it. Excuse me, man. Got the nausea from the Wegovy or whatever. We are. I've lost a little weight, by the way. Not too much though. I haven't gained any weight, so that's really cool. Normally, the way it works for me, I gain a little bit of weight every month, and I've been doing that for like 13 years. I've not gained any weight over the last 3 months, and I've slowly lost a little bit of weight. We are Metazoo and Doctor Who. The best part, I don't think about what I eat. I don't count any calories. I didn't do any unusual amount of exercising or anything. So it just makes it harder to eat, and then you don't eat as much. So here are 2 gym breaks: Kickstarter Metazoo and Doctor Who. We can add more breaks though. We can add more of these gym breaks. Don Fan, Pseudo Wudo, and Mr. Mime. What do you think about the Seal DOS stickers? They're cool. I've actually got some surprise Seal DOS stuff grading, but we're never going to get it back because PSA is never going to finish our submissions ever. Can we do a gym break on a Pokemon pack? Perhaps, mayhaps. If I find one, there it is. Patrick says Star Wars Tag 8 break. You're going in, Mr. Patrick. All right. I guess one of the things that's always like a controversial subject is I don't just want the breaks to become a way to do a coin toss on a booster pack you could have always just bought outright. These have like a purpose to me. These cards right here don't get opened very often, so I encourage them to get opened so that people can experience them. But like, let's say we did a break on 2 packs of Ascended Heroes. Why don't you just go buy 2 packs? So that it's something that we talked about the other day, and I still kind of feel the same way about it. It's like just go buy 2 packs. We are. So we're helping those guys out. It's kind of a thing where we're turning them into an event. No event is needed for Ascended Heroes. It's already an event. Everyone loves it. 4 spots are in there. That means this card now has a valuation of $20. Notice how this card is actually the trade break. If you wish to take a spot in this Princess Leia break, ask me to go through your bag and pick out some of your junk to get you in here. I'll put you in there, okay? I'll put you in there. All right, we're gonna hit refresh. I'm talking about older packs. So I think we have done that with some of the older packs before. So I'm not close-minded to it. But currently, we have two breaks already for the older packs. We've got this beautiful breakthrough, and we've got this gym challenge pack as well. So maybe we could find a pack in the $60 range, something like that, and do a gym break on it. But it's weird. It's like I almost don't want like the gym breaks to just be a I don't want the whole channel to turn into a gym break. Maybe that's why I mean to say. I want gym breaks to be kind of like an interesting, weird thing. I don't want the whole table to just be like, here's the standard product, now gym break it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's something I've thought about for a while. My feelings haven't really changed about it. It is, you can do it on any slab. So slabs are fine. Let me close this. Close this. I think if I actually analyze my thoughts about it, I don't want the table to become cannibalized by an already hot product being turned into a break at the same time. So breaks increase the hotness of something, and we like that cards that sometimes don't get a chance to get opened. That's a positive thing in my eyes. I see it as sort of like variety. I see it as information, so you gain knowledge about other card sets. You don't need any knowledge about Ascended Heroes. Ascended Heroes, you already know all about it. It's great. So it's like, or like, maybe a pack that's like $40 or something. Most people have already figured out everything there is to know about those packs, and so I like to see the breaks being utilized to teach about packs that are rarely seen. And if instead the breaks become like, okay, pick the very hottest $40 item that you can think of, and now turn it into a break, that will just cannibalize every other break on the table. So it's sort of like putting everything in balance. Like, we don't want one thing to hold a monopoly over the other things when it's not even necessary. So I guess that's it. Breaks tend to make a particular item hotter over time. And we want to make sure that there's a broad variety of items instead of just, you know, Gold Star Pikachu over and over and over again or something like that. Actually, that's not a good example, Gold Star Pikachu. Huge points for the string bikini. Does anyone want to gym break that, Mr. Mime? You doing better, Ivan? Tyler, not yet treatment. Are you going to schedule to done at home? Oh, hey, what's up, Ivan? I realize this is Ivan. How's it going, man? I hope you're feeling great. What do you think about the Pop 8 PSA 10 Pop Series Mew? I missed the opportunity to buy one at $1,000 last year. I think it's going to be like the Southern Islands Mew. Mew is very popular. Mew is one of the most popular Pokemon. I've seen the Pop Series 8 Mew. It's a very cool card. I also missed an opportunity to buy that, but that's because I was never a Mew simp. So he was never one of my favorite cards. He's a favorite card for other people, but there were some Mews that I cared a lot about, primarily this one, because I had it when I was a child. So that was really meaningful to me for me to buy this one. I really liked it because when I was a child, I owned this one. I guess I was more like a teen, right? And then I remember this one just from collecting Pokemon cards over the last couple years. I always wanted to buy one of these, but I always felt like the pop was too high. And so I just held off on buying it for a long time. And apparently I bought it at just the right time. I bought it, what did I pay? 3.8, which is kind of where this card was stuck at for a very long time. It was stuck at 3.8 for a really long time. But look, mine is well centered and it's got a beautiful swirl by his tummy. So I just found a copy I really liked. I like the search not super old. And but look at that population of 500. To me, that was too high of a population. So what's interesting is this cost me 3.8 thousand pop 500. This is pop 20. Might be like 23 or something. This is pop 20, and it also only cost me $5,000. So do the math. Which of these two was the better purchase? Well, this guy by far, he just last sold for like 90,000. So, when I was analyzing this card, as much as I liked the way he looked, I didn't want to buy him because I felt there were better opportunities. But now I have him anyways, and you're right. I missed the Pop Series 8. Pop Series 8, there's a Tyranitar, I think, in the Pop Series. I missed the Tyranitar as well, so I regret that as well. I wish I'd gotten that Tyranitar. Tyranitar is one of my favorite cards. He's just really cool. I like how angry he appears to be. It's still Pop 20. Oh, nice. Um, I really like Tyranitar. He's one of my favorites. And I wish I'd gotten every single good Tyranitar there is to get. But I did load up on some really good Tyranitars in the end, so I'm not sitting too bad. And I think I have the Tyranitar Grail. I'm not sure if this is it, but I think it is. I think this is the Tyranitar Grail right here. Shining Tyranitar Neo 4. That might be that might be the Tyranitar Grail. Pop 6 Pop 67. Maybe I should have a little cough drop. All right. What modern set and or individual card are you curious on how it'll perform in the future? I've Mr. Stacked, I've thought about creating a series of channel in my Discord server where we discuss these kind of things, but it's like maybe it's like a monthly subscription kind of channel. So in the crypto and stock market scene, there are investment groups with the analysts who make predictions about what's going to perform well. And I've thought about working on that kind of stuff so that you can kind of see all of my true feelings because I often don't share some of my deepest thoughts or secrets never get shared until after a certain point. Then I share that information. And I thought, what we ought to do, we ought to create a channel where, just a limited number of people can see it and there's just a little entry fee to get in. So sort of like a filter between maybe the people who, want to be part of our group instead of the whole dang internet. Look at this drift blim. Ooh. Anyways, I thought about doing that and also allowing you to use those channels for like free consultations and stuff like that. I shouldn't say free consultations. What I mean is actual consultations. Here's Gengar. We are. Okay, Gengar. Here's Darkrai. Mr. You sound like me. Be careful. Don't say that. I just have a little cough, a little itchy cough. All right, here's Malamar. Yeah, I'm having a bad cough, Mr. Ivan. I've had this before. It's a chronic cough. I bought this little booklet a little while back. I think people slept on the Shrouded Fable promos. We are Shrouded Fable. Shrouded Fable promos. I didn't even know there were promos. You mean like staff cards or pre-release? Oh, or like Black Label? Ooh, this card's in bad shape. How much you think I bought this little booklet for? There's a little Gallade. Here's a little Bucks training. Would you guys like it if I did kind of like a community collection over here? I did that once before with just like signatures and then I stopped. But it's so weird because it's been a couple years since then and people still like it when I pull that book out and show everything else, show all those off again. So, maybe I should offer that again and just make an agreement with you guys that I'll never sell anything, which is pretty easy to follow. The Greninja and Kingdra. Oh, yes. I still have some of those sealed. And then I actually did buy a bunch of those Kingdras. Now, the Greninjas are also nice. I think I have one, maybe two of the Greninjas, a graded PSA 10. But I think I might have bought like 5 or 6 of the Seedras, Kingdras, because those are legit so nice, dude. Those are really nice. So if I had someone over here working for me, I could just pay them to open this for me. I wouldn't have to do it. All right. Where's Alexis? Get Alexis to open this. Yeah. Here's Unknown. Here's Seviper. Hisuian Voltorb promo. You can tell it's a promo because of the holotype. Here's Tangela. I bought this off of eBay a little while back. That's Lucky Energy doesn't need to come out. Neither does this. Impact Energy, Boost Energy from 2005. That's going to come out. It's in bad condition though. Dangerous Enemy Energy from 2015. That could come out. Those unknowns are pricey nowadays. Yeah, but these are in pretty bad condition. Here's a little bulk Gibble from 2022. Bulk Drampa. Mr. Mime. I needed to get this done real bad. And a little Eldegoss Hollow, huh? There you go. Mister, my cuff started in the hospital. It's my left lung. Not to say you have it, but the same. I thought it was my throat. B of the tops. You know, Mr. Ivan, I think I have like an asthma kind of throat thing going on because when I don't talk at all or anything like that, I don't have any cough. And when I come into this room, I start sneezing, and I just think my house needs a very good cleaning. I think I need to get it really, really well dusted. You know, and yeah, I think I'm an allergic type of person. Actually, it's one of the things I'm learning over time. All right, look at this. Okay, Brett likes unknown. But there was actually something that happened to me recently, Mr. Ivan. I was sleeping and I'm on this Wegovy medication. And the Wegovy causes your stomach to fill up and not digest. So the food just sits there. Whoa. The food just sits there undigested. And so you go to bed, and if you eat like you used to eat, your stomach's really full when you go to bed because it all just sat there and didn't digest. And so I did that one night and I went to sleep and I kind of threw up in my sleep. And what happened is the stomach acid came up my throat. And instead of just going back down my throat, back into my stomach, it actually went down my windpipe. You know, like when you drink water and you accidentally inhale the water and then you cough for a while. So imagine doing that, but instead of water, you did it with like stomach acid. So after that event occurred, this is like 3 weeks later, and I have like a chronic cough ever since that happened. So I don't know if it's just going to heal and go away, or if it's a permanent damage kind of situation, or if it's like a hypersensitivity. AI says one of the problems I have is I talk too much. That's a funny thing to be told, isn't it? But it says I talk too much because of this particular job that I do. And it said I most likely am wearing my vocal cords out, which is a real thing. You know, like voice actors, they actually run their vocal cords out. And I was learning so do teachers, so do public speakers. They run their vocal cords out. So it's saying I probably have a combination of some damage from that event and inflamed or injured or worn out vocal cords. So that's probably the cough. And then on top of that, I think I do sneeze a lot in this room. So I wonder if that contributes to anything. So that's my theory right now. You know why I don't think I have any kind of serious disease. Normally, I think when you actually have something like maybe cancer, I think you gain weight. And I cannot lose weight. I'm struggling to lose weight. I'm doing everything I can to lose weight over here. All right. So I'm not worried about that, anyways. There's probably some kind of cancer where you can still gain weight on the cancer. All right, those are pretty junky. We're gonna put them. Well, I don't know. Maybe over here, like Doc Rivers. You ever? I'll be talking like RFK Jr. pretty soon. Just don't be like SpongeBob and lose your laugh box. I lost 63 pounds. Damn, dude. Yeah, I could lose. I could lose a couple pounds right now. I got so heavy over the years, over 13 years. I'd like to be skinny again. I was a real skinny guy when I was younger. All right, so here we go. What we got? I caught a shiny allergic type. Be safe, mister. I love you, brother. You guys are my family. All right, I'll be safe, Mr. Ivan. You too, man. Let's see. Mister's allergic to Pokemon. So I actually have a theory that I am allergic to the cardboard dust in the room. You guys may catch it from time to time if you're watching carefully. I will get a rash on my hand while we're working. So if you're ever watching, you'll see redness here or redness here, and that won't go away for like 30 minutes into the stream. So I get that rash. I notice when I touch dust on cardboard. So if I pick up a box that has been sitting there for a while, and the dust actually rubs against my skin, I'll get a red inflamed skin there. So I believe I'm having an allergic inflammatory reaction to the dust. On top of that, you hear me coughing and sneezing when I come in this room really consistently. So we're cleaning up that pool room. We're probably going to clean this room up too. And yeah, drink more water. Late night snacking, one of the biggest hurdles. People always think it doesn't matter that much. Do you take allergy medication? No, I take no allergy medication. But I don't know if you guys have noticed that I get red, swollen skin when I touch dust. And so if I touch dust in this room, my hand will flare up. And that it does that not on occasion. It does that every single day, all day long. So I'm pretty sure it's an allergic reaction. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's playing a role here. You know, I'm allergic to cats too. I'm really allergic to cats. if I touch that cat and then rub my eyes, I will not be able to see. My eye will swell. It'll like swell up and get all teary eyed, and it'll feel like I put jalapeno sauce in my eyes. It's really terrible. So I have an allergy to cats. So I think I'm some kind of allergic person, and it's just some people are more allergic than others. So I think that's my deal. Anyways, I got this chronic cough again, and I've had it 3 times now. But this time it began after this event where I woke up accidentally having inhaled stomach acid. Pretty interesting event. It sounds like a small thing, but it really wasn't when it happened. It was kind of a serious thing. I was really struggling that day. I shouldn't have even gone live that day. I switched between Zyrtec and Claritin. When you have a flare up, you should take some Benadryl. If you're allergic to dust, you wouldn't be able to breathe around it. Yeah, so I know what it feels like for the chronic cough to get very bad. It feels almost like my what would you call it? Like my tubes are getting tighter, like less air is coming in and out of them. So it does feel like I might be getting, maybe I'm having like, I'm getting older and I'm getting asthma or something. I don't know how it all works. I'm not a doctor, but maybe all this exposure, we were talking about this the other day, maybe all this exposure to like the Pokemon cards and all that, who's to say that that's healthy? I mean, it's all chemicals, isn't it? The booster pack is chemicals, the paint is chemicals, even the cardboard is chemically treated. And then all the cardboard dust and all this, I mean, and the plastic, I can't imagine the plastic's healthy. There's plastic everywhere. So I must breathe in every day some amount of plastic. And I've been doing that really heavily for 7 years. So if I'm somebody with some, extra allergic reactions to things, I would not be surprised that I'm having that sort of issue. By the way, guys, we have an open queue. Send in an order if you want to have any fun. Here's the auction break. It's got 4 people in it. This ends today. This ends after this stream. This stream is the last stream for that card. All right. We had to do respiratory tests when working in the medical field. Dust is a chemical hazard. It's important to take care of the environment around you, or it can become a hazard. Yeah, I agree. Another thing about the room I'm in, this is like the worst allergy room in the house. So my wife and I know this. For whatever reason, more of the dust from outside gets in this room than any other room. Maybe it has poor circulation. I don't know. But if you come in here during allergy season, you will just start sneezing. So I think that it's just in a position where all the pollen from the trees hit the big door and the windows really well. Allergies don't strictly pertain to just breathing, is what we most associate it with. Yeah, we you can get allergic to stuff in age. Yeah, I can probably prove it to you guys. If I just went and picked up something that had dust on it, my hands will swell up. They'll turn red. So you will see that. You'll see it most likely right here and right here. That's where you see it the most. But you can see it on my knuckles as well. So it'll happen there as well. So yes, you'll notice that on the stream if you pay close attention. I never talk about it when it's happening, but they will be kind of itchy and burn for a while. So on the stream, fun conversation. It's like I'm talking to my online doctor group. All right, so we got Gem 5 on the menu finally, and it is $5 per pack. We just have the 3 boxes of it. We have Playboy. So this is for a whole box, $40, 1 in 4 odds. And what's going on in here is if you open all these packs, you're going to have a very good chance to pull multiple trump cards. So 1 box of this might generate 2 to 3 trump cards. I'd love to open that for somebody, but that break has to go off for that to happen. Let's see. We were just opening some nice little cards out of a binder because I needed to get that done. Ooh, we're going to crack these and send them off to regrade. Let's get this done next. Like I said, try Benadryl when it happens. I have a very confident feeling that if I took the Benadryl, it would just go away. But I don't know if I want to take Benadryl. Like, is there a benefit to that? Like, what's worse, the allergy or the Benadryl? Yes. All right. Dust is definitely an issue. Yeah, and I've been living in this house for 3 years now, and we have not cleaned this particular room like for dust at all in 3 years. But we get plenty of outdoor dust into the room during allergy season. Like during allergy season, when I'm streaming in here, I cannot stop sneezing. I would just sneeze the whole stream. So the dust and pollen from the outdoors gets into this room very easily. And then I think the cardboard dust is pretty serious stuff as well. Trump bad. He take the lawn man away. The lawn, man. Oh my God, bro. All right, here we are. I was like, what are you talking about? Go. Out here in Lake of the Ozarks, there's lawn care companies ran exclusively by white dudes. Everybody is white. The Lake of the Ozarks, middle of nowhere in Missouri. It's like super homogenous out here. There's not that much that there is some diversity, especially where I'm living. There's a little more diversity where I'm living. My neighborhood, my positioning. But if you really go to like some of the other areas like Eldon that are just next door to us, everybody's strictly Irish or strictly German. There's zero deviation from this. Strictly, strictly, strictly. I went to the first Renaissance fair in Lake of the Ozarks that I've ever been to. It's been hosted now only for 2 years. It's pretty small, but there's a group out here trying to get a Renaissance fair going. So this was their second year, and it was hosted in Eldon, Missouri. And it's just this small farm town, just about 40 minutes away from me. And I just could not believe the feeling of it because it was like perfect homogeny. Like it was like 100% Irish German. Not even, and there were plenty of people, not a single deviation from this at all. It's like I didn't see brown eyes one time. It was all red hair and blondish brown hair, nothing else. That was it. And it's a weird feeling because that's not a common feeling in America anyways. That's not a common feeling. And so you can experience that in Missouri. There's probably places in every state where you can experience that. You just have to get out of the city and into like the countryside. But yeah, it was pretty weird. It has a very strange feeling to it. It feels like you're in Amish country or something like that. Like you're with the people where everyone's each other's second cousin or something like that. So there's a really strange feeling to it. It is. It's like neat at first. You're like, wow, look how white it is or something, right? You're like, this is super white. And then after you've done it a couple times, it's sort of like, I must be really in the middle of nowhere. There's a feeling like nothing happens here ever. This is a very private place. There's a feeling like you're in a very, very private place. No one's allowed in at all. Here it is. Very good. There it is. Trump bad, no in between. You're the only person of color in town. Right, right. I'll say, my grandma's Filipino. And then they'll crucify me or something. Yeah, they put me in a burning wicker man. Try a liquid capsule. It's not something you take 24/7, only when it happens. And see how that helps. I suspect that more so than a hand cream will help you. You may even help you in the breathe coughing department. Yeah, actually, I suspect strongly that was it. Well, because we got rid of those cats because they would pee upstairs. And then I'd breathe the ammonia. And that was the coughing fit. And when the ammonia is cleaned, which takes a while, and the cats were gone, boom, the cough is gone. It's a really big deal. It's a really big deal to me because I don't want to cough the rest of my life and die of coughing. So, is that how cards are Beckett slab? Yeah. These cards will be regraded. I'm not even going to mention that they were from Beckett because I don't care. Beckett 9.5s, like 95% of the time, Beckett 9.5s just turn into PSA 10s. They almost always do. It's kind of sad. It's almost like I wish that Beckett, I could just tell them, hey, if you assign this a 9.5, just give me like a $3 credit and just ship it home to me. Don't even encapsulate it. Because I'm not going to try to sell this as a 9.5. It's pointless. All right, there we go. Beckett 9.5s are so hard to sell. Everybody wants like PSA 10, Tag 10, CGC Pristine, Beckett Pristine, and Beckett Black Label. But you know what people do not want? Beckett 9.5. They also kind of don't want CGC Gem Mint. That's hard to sell too. PSA 9 is kind of hard to sell. So, people just aren't into that. The sauna works wonders for the lungs. I wish I had a sauna, man. I wish I had somewhere I could go for the sauna. All right, here's. We're going to hit refresh. We do have an order here. Anyways, that's a really unique experience if you guys have not felt that. I looked at Karis one time and I said, this place has to be more European than cities in Europe. Like, there's just no way. This is wild. It's like watching something out of the 1950s or something like that. Here's Joseph Smith. One pokey shuffle snipe, one other shuffle snipe. You got it, man. You should look into an infrared sonnet. They're fairly expensive and easy to assemble and really don't take up a lot of space. An infrared sonnet. You know, it's interesting. I was talking to actually a doctor in Colombia over a telehealth call, and he was telling me something about infrared. He was telling me I should do that. 1, 2, 3, and a 1. Actually, you know, there's a bit more to all this health stuff I've been talking about. I didn't tell you guys this, but I got bit by a tick a couple years ago, and I actually got Lyme disease from the tick. And I have been wondering for a long time if that triggered some kind of autoimmune or allergic reaction in me. We are. One other shuffle snipe. That has been some kind of mystery I've been trying to figure out for a while. We are. Okay. And a 1, 2, 3. Because all of a sudden I just got very allergic to things. Here we are. Whoa. 2 cold ones. Mr. Joseph Smith. Sorry, man. No super snipes this time. So I went to a doctor a couple years ago. I probably told you guys in stream about this, but I got the red ring from Lyme disease, and they gave me an antibiotic, and I didn't really think too much about it because I just assumed the antibiotic solved it. What I would learn later is that after you've been bitten and received Lyme disease, even though the antibiotic can destroy the Lyme disease, your body remains like your immune system like turns on, and you can develop like autoimmune disorders and stuff like that. And I don't even know what that word means for a long time. Like I didn't even care about it. But you know, now I have trouble, like I'm not kidding you guys. I have like trouble eating eggs and chicken. And so you guys have probably heard of like alpha gal. It seems like my ability to eat eggs and chicken changed, which is like a protein, I guess. Now I don't really notice that with beef, but I never really eat that much beef anyways. I eat a lot of chicken, I eat a lot of eggs. So I think they're still learning things about alpha gal, and I actually got tested for alpha gal because 2 doctors wanted to know if I had it. But I only got one of the tests, and he said I didn't have it. But it was interesting because I wonder if they even, you know, I wonder if it's the tests are even that accurate. Like it seems like it's a more recent disease or issue. Can you eat duck? I don't know. I haven't had duck. Did it go away, or is Lyme for life? So it's actually a type of bacteria, and there are a lot of things going on in the medical community where they're still trying to figure it out. Basically, they don't fully understand it. It is a bacteria that gets passed on to you by rodent. All right, squeak. So rodent is what gives you Lyme disease. A tick bites a rodent that is carrying Lyme disease, drops off the rodent, and then climbs onto like a deer, ends up in your yard. You walk through your yard, you get bit by the tick, and then you get the Lyme disease. So it passes on like malaria gets passed on by mosquitoes. It's considered like a plague, Lyme disease is. And so one of the theories is that once you have it, your body begins a new immune function to get rid of it, and it never returns from that immune function. That's one of the theories. So they call it post-treatment chronic Lyme disease. Uh, and you know, so all this like allergy stuff, I don't really talk about all this very much, but this all began right after that Lyme disease. And I didn't really think too much about it. I didn't really care too much about it, but the coughs began after that. Then I had trouble eating eggs and chicken, and I would get like these food headaches. So I had this new thing going on in life. They're like food headaches. I'd eat food and I'd get a headache. And my hands, they turn red and get rashes all the time now when I touch cardboard dust and all that. So it could be a combination of factors. Maybe it's just like age. Maybe I'm an allergic person. I don't know. But you know, I've been hearing a lot about they're learning more about alpha gal and Lyme disease. I'm like, wait a second, I got bit by a tick. I had Lyme disease, and now I'm wondering. I'm like, oh my gosh, all this stuff began right after the Lyme disease event. So you know, lately I've been sitting around wondering, did that happen to me? Because you know, you hear about people talk about Lyme disease, and I always hear them and I kind of roll my eyes. I'm like, oh geez, dude, Lyme disease this, Lyme disease that. But it's like, wait a second, I had all these weird things start happening to me, and I just assumed, you know, it just must be an allergy or something. I was like, what if I was affected by this in some way, you know? Anyways, here's Mark J. Valerian to add to my slab away. It doesn't really change my life too much, so I'm not too worried about it. It's just I have had some doctor tests because I've been trying to figure some of this stuff out, and they're pretty inconclusive. They can't figure any of it out. So the last one I talked to was an autoimmune disorder doctor. All right, here's Mark J. Valerian. He wants me to do another alpha gal test. And the reason he told me is because it's such a new problem that the tests don't always catch it. So he wants to run a second one. And I was like, I'm okay. Like, what are they going to find out? I have it. And then I don't know. Maybe they treat it. I don't know what they do. I almost died when I had it as a kid. People can develop allergies at any time or age. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that. Can you eat duck? Let's see. Ibdo, red light therapy while in the sauna and do a cold plunge. Oh man, my sister got Lyme and has been dealing with it for quite a while. It's definitely a factor. Yeah, so I just kind of assumed I got better because they gave me like an antibiotic, and the antibiotic like screwed up my digestion pretty bad for the time that I took it, which the antibiotics I hear can be pretty bad on their own. Um, then afterwards, nothing really happened. And then just that year, I started having all these subtle issues like, like the chronic cough and all this stuff starts occurring. And especially with the food headaches and all that, that was pretty serious too. And I'd never really taken it seriously that it could have just been the tick bite or maybe a side effect of antibiotics. I don't know. But I never really cared about it. But now it's been years and it never stopped. It never stopped. It never went away. I never got better. So now I'm like, what is going on? I just, it's kind of annoying. It's kind of an annoying thing. Ooh, look at this. Holy. Here's some more stuff I'm supposed to get out of the folder, huh? Look at those bent up Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Can these open? I'm sure this open. Anyway, so there's me talking about my health again. We talk about stuff like health. I seem to be an allergic person. That's my conclusion. The end. Lyme stays with you even after antibiotics. Yeah, so that's what I'm hearing about, Sebastian. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that could be me. Because again, I did get the big bullseye target. I went to the doctor. He said, yeah, you've got the Lyme disease. And then he prescribed me antibiotics. All because of a little tick bite I got walking in my own yard. How frustrating is that? I was just walking in my own yard and a tick the size of like, how do I describe how small this tick was? I'll show you how small it was. Are you ready? So the tick was maybe this big. See this tiny little circle? The tick was about half that size. That's how small the tick was that bit me. You could almost not see the tick. Now zoom out. How does that look? So that was the size of the tick. It was called a tick nymph, and they carry Lyme disease. Those Yu-Gi-Ohs are really neat. She had to do some procedure where they took her blood and sent it off to a lab, and then they reintroduced it into your system. She had to do it twice, and then she became Lyme-free. Oh, jeez, dude. I don't know if I want to do all that. We got no orders in the queue. It's Wednesday. How are you guys doing on this fine Wednesday? I don't know if I want to do all that. Let's get all these guys out of here. So these are some really beat up Yu-Gi-Oh cards from my perspective. They look kind of worn. Your health talks a couple years ago helped me quit vaping, mister. Thank you for that. Oh, no problem, man. I'm glad that you're able to quit vaping. Yeah, vaping, that one's really addictive. I am lucky in some regards, health wise, because for me, I never craved alcohol. When I drank alcohol, it didn't feel good. It didn't give me like a dopamine hit. I got no dopamine from it. And then it made me like slow and dizzy, and I hated that feeling. And then later, I would experience nicotine in life at a hookah bar with some friends. So I smoked a cigarette, and I didn't like that. Though I love the smell of secondhand smoke. I should mention that. I love that smell. That secondhand smoke the smell is like candy. But I went to a hookah bar and I did a bunch of nicotine with some friends in St. Louis. And I realized the nicotine kind of was like the alcohol, just not very strong. It's like a more subtle type of drug where it sort of makes you space out a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you space out when you get the nicotine. So I got a lot of nicotine to my system at once with the hookah bar. And I was like, this is lame. Like it felt sort of like imagine your own name for a second and all the letters are pushed together like normal. Nicotine's like if you could spread all those letters apart and you have to read your own name and it takes longer to read it. That's what nicotine really felt like to me. But I actually don't like that feeling. I felt like it made me less smart. It made me kind of dull. And I think it probably helps people who have a lot of anxiety maybe. So they or maybe they develop a body system that is anxious if it doesn't receive the nicotine, But I think people with a little more anxiety and who want to regulate anxiety in their mind, they drink and they smoke. But unfortunately, it's just so bad for you so that you really should just do a tiny amount of it, probably at parties or festivals or when you're having a bit of fun with friends and family. Like humans have been drinking for a long time, right? It's not going to kill you to have a drink, but it's like I'm lucky. I just don't drink at all because it just doesn't feel good, and I don't smoke at all because it just doesn't feel good. But it's unfortunate. You hear about all the side effects of those drugs. E-cigarettes. Apparently, some doctors think, ironically, that the e-cigarettes are worse than tobacco. Like you'd be better off just smoking a cigarette. And they say that because they're still learning about the side effects of the e-cigs having all these chemicals in them. And but this was years ago. I don't know if they've gotten stricter or not. Whatever the case is, you're really just mindlessly consuming this thing that doesn't have to be consumed for any reason. You're just hooked on the nicotine. So it's a very fascinating issue. For me, one of the best ways to stay away from consuming drugs is I hate the idea that I'm spending all this money on something that I just sort of like puff and it disappears. Like Pokemon cards don't disappear. You buy them and you keep them. And then one day you can sell them. So if you spend $1,000 on Pokemon cards, you might one day have $2,000 because it went up in price and you can sell it and you can enjoy it. You can look at it. You can show it off on social media. You can show your friends and family. You go to events. So it's like this dopamine trigger that feels good. It's a shopping dopamine, but it sticks around and it's pretty resellable, right? Unless the market goes bad, I guess. That's not the same as like eating, drinking, or smoking. When you eat, drink, or smoke, you consume your money. So I always say this. I say when you drink the alcohol and then you just piss it in the toilet later. Well, it's like you could piss your own money. That's pretty wild when you think about it. It's like you're just pissing money. And, if it's a lifelong habit, think of all the money that never got invested. And if it actually does damage your liver or your heart or cause any other health problems that force you to go to the doctor, then you pissed all that money into the toilet. And then you went to the doctor and paid even more money to start working on, who knows, maybe like liver failure. I guess with nicotine and smoking, the risk is failing lungs, lung cancer. But apparently, with both of them, is heart disease. So apparently, drinking and smoking lead to heart disease. So I'm very lucky. I don't have any issue with those. I have one big issue, and that is I eat too much. So I'm trying to get over that. I don't like it about myself, so I'm trying to work on that. Here we go. Look at all those Cardos Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We'll put them over here now. I pissed millions. Yeah, I mean, it's still a bit of fun. I'm not judging you if you guys drink or smoke or any of that stuff. Okay, so have some fun if you're going to have some fun. But, they talk about trends, and it is a trend that people are drinking and smoking less because more and more and more information is coming out, and it's turning out those things are pretty harmful. All right, here it is. 2 live customs for Eddie Mendoza. Did you locate the top, the Topps Dragonite? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I tell you what, man. Speaking of lung cancer and failing lungs, here's that cough. All right, so here's this. Maybe I'll have failing lungs, but maybe my failing lungs will have something to do with exposure to Pokemon card chemicals. Something I was talking about the other day. Like I was wondering if that was a real thing, or if I'm just being like, what do they call it, hypochondriac or something? I don't know what the term is where you think about your health too much. 2 cold ones, Eddie Berto. Sorry, man. Let me toss you into the second chance break. Okay, second chance break is almost over. Ligma disease. I got ligma disease. What I'm going to do, Mr. Javier, since we don't have a super long line, I think I'm going to, in the middle of the stream, I'm going to run down and go looking for it. Okay. So we'll do that in the middle of the stream here. Mary Solarson, International Shipping, Javier Arroyo, Jeff Leon, Eddie. Okay, so we got a couple things here. Have you or loved ones been exposed to Pokemon dust? You may be entitled. Yeah, I mean, if it turns out Pokemon cards are made out of really harsh chemicals that can actually affect your health, and then I've just been like inhaling those chemicals for like 7 straight years, I mean, that can't be good. It sounds odd, right? But what if your job was open up a pack of Pokemon cards and huff those Pokemon cards every day for like 8 hours a day? And then your whole home is filled with them too. So they're just marinating in your home, leaking off, the dust particle and the smell, the chemical into your home for 7 years. It sounds odd, but it's not the same as just having fresh, clean air, is it? It's very fascinating. All right, I would take your sickness, I would take over your sickness if I could. I see what you're saying. As crazy as it is, doctor said do not stop smoking because it would worsen my condition. Have you or a loved one been exposed to Pokemon? Inhale the Charizard. Mister, can you sue Pokemon and be even more rich? Yeah. Ugh, too many lawsuits out there. Javier Arroyo, Ediberto Consignment, and Marius. You guys going to be okay if I step away from the stream for a minute? Ediberto says $80 toward slab away. You got it, man. This will drop down to $490. There it goes. All right. I love this music playing. It's kind of annoying to think that you guys can't hear it when I step away from the stream. I'll turn it way up. Maybe you still hear it. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Did the music play? Could you hear anything? Sounds like someone is cooking. All right, so you couldn't hear anything, huh? That sucks, man. Okay. What do we got? Now, Mary's had a lot more than 10 slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You might have underestimated. That's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's 22, 23, 24. Javier, Eddie Burko. So, Marius, the real amount of slabs is about 24. And I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that it's heavier than 2 pounds. All right. Now, Javier, you got these 3 cards here that I found. Let's take a picture. My wife stained the carpet with the ink. All right. The Javier channel. Take a nice little picture for you. All right. Photo. All updated. Do you collect the viral dumpling squishy? No. Although we do have some Squishmallow Pokemon stuffed animals that I have not yet sold. You see, I bought a bunch of those Gengar and Pikachu ones when they came out. We were putting them in like the live customs and the Poke Shuffles back then. I think I ought to put them back in there. Now, does it have a picture? No, not the ink stain. Yeah. We've got Zapdos Blue and Abra Red, and Eddie Berto would like to put these up for consignment. Okay. Sounds good, man. Set this back over here. Set this back down here. Now, what to do about the Marius Larson situation? Let's grab all this, put them all in here. Okay. So, Mr. Marius, I'm feeling confident this will need $80 of shipping. Yeah. So even the slabs, you will not be able to ship all of the slabs. It's just quite heavy. I mean, this is a thick, heavy chunk of plastic, and it really adds up. So our best method to ship you will be 2 boxes, $40 per box. All right. Okay. Now, how about these 2 cards here? Let's check the queue, by the way. Let's check the queue. Let's see what's going on over here. Delivered. Karis got some stuff from Walmart. When did the cost of living get so high, man? Cost of living is so high. Medicine is so high. We are. I gotta say, man, when it comes to medicine, I don't love socialism, but at least with medicine, you know you're doing something good in the world. So when I hear about people needing medical care and all that, it sucks that we don't have more money left over to help people. It is. Anytime the government wastes money and doesn't help somebody who's sick with that money, it just bothers me real badly. And I wish as a society we would just focus on that, really, just helping people with their health issues. If you think about it, it seems like one of the most worthwhile expenditures of your money. It is, but it's also very expensive, so we have to do it wisely. But whenever you see government waste, it just takes me off because we don't have money to waste. There's so many people out there who need help. There we go. Let's see. I did get my spot on the Dialga, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're in the Dialga. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get some prices on these. We're going to say poker playing. Oops. Abra. Use government waste for increased production of Pokemons. So the cheapest Abra is $400. I'll check last sold as well before we give it the $400 sticker. So last sold on May 11th, the card did sell for $200, but it was the red deck. But you've got the red deck. Perfect. Okay. And then on May 22nd, the yellow version sold for only $125 in auction. 400 is a little steep. I'll copy it. If you want to lower it, Mr. Eddie Berto, just let me know. And I believe I had the population written down already on this one. Pop 8, right? So there he is. Pop 8, $400. We're going to say C. By the way, guys, go check out those consignment channels in Discord. It's under Cardconomist shopping channels. The consignment channel has some cool Pokemon cards in it right now. What happens over here, people acquire cards maybe by luck, and then if they decide later that they don't want them, they post them up for consignment. So we take pictures of those, and you may find something there that you didn't know we had for sale because it's not on the table. So always go to our Discord server and check that out. You can find a real nice card that way. Okay, here's Zapdos. Why you think they sent me home after 2 weeks and now they're making me home as a clinic? Uh, to save money, I think. How much would you charge for a raw Mewtwo? Probably to save money. Hospitals are pretty expensive. All right, so this is Zapdos Blue, 180. That would be my guess. Oops. All right. All right. Let's see. One. Is that right? I'll try this again. I keep writing the 180 in a goofy way. Let's see. There it goes. Let's see. Hopefully you recover fast and better than ever. Use government waste for increased production of Pokemon. I think being at home is probably good for I think being at good is home psychologically for you too. I think it helps a little bit. You'd be stuck in the hospital. It's not a good feeling over time. Yeah, I still did it. Look at this. The 1 is far away from the 80. What is wrong with me? Why can't I just draw it? I need to write 180. Am I having trouble? It's like my 4th sticker. There we go. Now we're talking. Look at that. There we go. My grandmother on my mother's side, she passed away. And what she wanted more than anything else as she was getting closer, she wanted to be at home. That interesting? And I remember my mom thinking that maybe part of the problem for her was just being stuck in the hospital all the time. It's no good for you. Just being there. It is. Okay. My grandmother, she passed away right after my grandfather. And so they think that my mom and her siblings suspect part of the reason she passed away was actually like just sadness. So it's important to protect your um, brain. Your brain needs medicine too. But my grandfather, he passed away from bone cancer, which his brother passed away from as well. So it was like a thing in their family. And then right after my grandfather died, my grandmother, who was kind of always a plump little woman, just shriveled up and passed away. But she didn't have cancer. She had something else going on. I can't remember what it was. She had like a blood disease or something like that, but it wasn't cancer. And you know, then she had a surgery that she didn't have to have. And after the surgery, she rapidly began losing weight. So it's like she didn't recover from the surgery properly. And she was stuck in the hospital for so long. And yeah, it's pretty rough. All right. This was not recent. I was about 8 years old when this all occurred. I was quite young. So I'm 37 now. That was all about 29 years ago or something like that. I believe I was 8 when he passed away, and she passes away like a year or two later. And so, it's very fascinating to see stuff like that. Just people are really affected when their loved one passed away. But it's important. What that really means is it's important to take care of your brain because you don't want to be stuck with depression. You don't want to be stuck with you know, you want to make sure if you're fighting any kind of disease or illness that your immune system is being regulated well by like your emotions, I guess. I have hemophilia type A, so I know the pain. Oof. I don't know what that means. Here, I'll look it up. Oh, I see. Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, my mother-in-law, she got stage 4, I don't remember the name of the cancer. I think I told you about it. She got a stage 4, was it lymphoma? And I guess that's one of those cancers which is a little easier to fight. It's not like brain cancer, right? If you get stage 4 brain cancer, you're in trouble. But she went, she got treatment. She ended up getting treatment in India by chance, and they did a bunch of surgeries on her. She had a bunch of surgeries. So she's just kind of a tough bird because she went through all the surgeries, and then she had a ton of radiation chemotherapy. So she went through that for like a full year in India. They were over there on missionary business, not business, like Christian missionary work, and she collapsed in India. But we had known she was sick for a while, and they just wouldn't take care of it. You know, they couldn't afford medicine in America, so they just didn't want to take care of it. She's like, "Oh, I'll get better. I'll get better. I'll get better." You know what I mean? And she wasn't getting better. She was rapidly losing weight. And I even told her, I was like, "You got cancer." She didn't do anything. And then they went on this trip to India where she collapsed, and they took her in, and they're like, "Ooh, you have stage 4 cancer." And she stayed in India for like 2 or 3 years getting treatment. But what's crazy? She made it out. She actually made it out. And that's not everybody's story, but I know her. She's a real tough bird. So I'm sure she pretty much just fought it the whole time. She's that way, you know. She likes to be outdoors all day. She likes to be outdoors in the hot sun. She rode a horse like her whole life. She had like a little horse, and she would go to the horse ranch and just be with the horse all day. All day. I'm the opposite of that. Like if I'm slightly inconvenienced, I turn into a crybaby. If it's too hot outside, I'm staying inside. You know what I mean? So I'm like the opposite of her. So she got the lymphoma, and it got very bad for her, and then she collapsed, and then she managed to survive that somehow. It was pretty all of it was really shocking and kind of traumatizing, you know, because she all she had to have done is treat it the moment she knew something was going on, and she just wouldn't. And her dad wouldn't, or, you know, Karis's dad wouldn't do it either. They both they had this belief that if you could sort of just pray a bunch, it would go away, like God's plan and all this. No, not God's plan. You need surgery and radiation. So they tried to do God's plan for a long time and it didn't work. And but I know part of it was money. I know money was playing a big role. They didn't have any money. So they didn't have any money for healthcare and they didn't want to do it. And yeah, so it was strange. What was interesting was in India, the cancer treatment was like $700. It's like, what? In America, it would have been like 14,000. And actually, that was like a bill for like testing was like $10,000 or some crazy amount. Just testing. In India, they're like, yeah, we'll do all the surgeries, 750. I was like, what? Why is this so cheap? She didn't have insurance in India. So they're just like, yeah, you'll need this, this, and that surgery, 750. So in a way, it was kind of lucky she was over there because perhaps if she had been over here, she just wouldn't have, you know, been able to afford the treatment or she wouldn't have elected to do it and it would have gotten further advanced. You know what I mean? So they did it over there because it was so cheap. And she stayed behind while Karis's dad returned home to America and went back to work. So Karis and I were paying for her lodging, which was the more expensive part. Actually, was finding a place for her to eat and live. And she didn't. She enjoyed it for a little while living in India, but it was very tough at some point. Let's see, Mister, I have hemophilia type A. My great grandma passed away pretty much once she was put in a nursing home. Yeah, Cody Hodges says it's very painful, Mister. Ivan says it's a blood disorder that don't help when you're sick. The doctors in India were probably better for her. $19,000 plus 1,800 a month. I know, trust it hurts the wallet. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, so American healthcare is the most expensive in the world, and you go to India and it's just way cheaper. So she did that, but she kind of lived in a hellhole. Like she was explaining when she came back home, one of the hardest parts of getting treatment in India was the heat, because India summer is like 100 to 120 degrees every day. And where she lived, there was no air conditioning. So she was just roasting, dude. So imagine you're getting chemo, and she's like 65, by the way. So imagine you're 65 getting chemo treatment for stage 4 cancer, and you just had these surgeries done. And one of the surgeries was actually in her lung. And you're just roasting in this 100-degree weather, sweating it out. And she's like, there's flies everywhere. The food is like the spiciest food on earth. She would have to beg them to make her food that wasn't spicy because they all eat tons of very hot chili peppers in their food, and like they don't understand what it's like not to eat that almost because they love it so much. So she would have to get special curated food with less chili in it. less jalapeno, whatever they have. And her worst day was she was just walking outside one time and she fell into what's called an open sewer. They have these like, uh, what do you call them? They're like waterways that water goes down and it's everyone's waste. And she fell into that. And they had to pull her out and clean her and everything. It was like, woo, really crazy. So she was over there for like 2 years being taken care of, like a Christian missionary service out there, an Indian Christian missionary service. They were having her pay for lodging and everything. When it was time for her to come back to America, she almost like she had to have a lot of extra money to get back home because she had to like bribe the Indian whoever works on like the passports and all that. She overstayed her visa and they were mad about that. And in order to like not get in trouble, she had to like basically pay them off. So it wasn't, she explained it wasn't really like an official fine or form. She just had to have enough money that they were going to look the other way. And then she would be allowed to fly home. So she had to like have extra injections of money right at the end just to get back home, or she was going to be stuck in India in trouble because she overstayed her visa to get cancer treatment. Like, like what? You know, it's kind of an interesting thing. I'd be nervous about standards and practices overseas. Yeah, I understand that. Well, she survived. Indian food is always super spicy. Yeah. In the end, that was God's plan. Perhaps it was. All right. So I can see it's 5:04 and we have no orders in the queue for a little while. I'm going to declare this a slow day. Did anyone want to place an order before the end of the stream? We're at the 2 hour mark, so it could just be a short stream. But you know, I'm not seeing the orders pour in. That's why we're talking so much, by the way. JK says, is the queue clear? Yes, sir. It's an empty that's why we're not opening anything. It's an empty queue. So you're welcome to place an order if you wish. I could hop off early for Wednesday. Maybe I want to. Here's JK Rowling sending one now. You sending one in? All right, sounds good, man. Check out all these, man. We were just prepping these yesterday, I think. We were prepping these for future breaks. Doesn't that look nice? We're doing one of these gym challenge packs right now. Gym challenge is Charizard, guys. Blaine's Charizard in there. Beautiful. I'm going to place a small one really quick if it's okay. Yeah, go ahead. I don't care. I think sometimes we get into doing something like cracking slabs or having like a conversation that's so good and so intense that everyone kind of stops wanting to open cards and just like conversate or like listen to the story or watch me maybe like do a card repair. So funny enough, when you become too entertaining, it can ironically cause people to feel like, well, this is it. I'm being entertained. You know, so it's funny. It can actually slow the queue down because people are enjoying what they're getting already. Could someone slap away an Azure Lane Volume 2 English case and how much? I don't, I don't. Oh wait. You said Azure Lane, right? Is that the one? No. I have Sneaker Bunko. So you could do that with Sneaker Bunko because I have tons of Sneaker Bunko. I do not have tons of Azure Lane, thank heavens. I don't want to do that ever again. I don't want to do a half pallet of any Weiss Schwartz anything ever again. I'm just going to buy to demand at this point. And I don't have a sealed case of Azure Lane 2 at the moment, but it is pretty cool, huh? If you really wanted a case of it, we could probably try to work out a deal where I try to source a good one for you. Ivan says, spot in the new auction break. You got it. All right. So this ends at the end of the stream. This is over very, very, very soon. When the stream is over, this is over. Go. Hey, what's up? Six left us. Anyways, you know, all that was really traumatizing for Karis, by the way, who was at the time still in her 20s. This was all back in 2019. So it was 7 years ago. This all happened 7 years ago. And it was super traumatizing for Kara. She was like, okay, I'm losing my mom. I'm in my early 20s. My parents don't take care of themselves. They have no money for health care. We're young trying to start our lives and we have to pay for their health care. You know, she was concerned because it was obvious something was very wrong with her. She wouldn't get any kind of treatment until she went to India and collapsed. So all of that was like super stressful. Joseph Smith, one other shuffle snipe. You got it, man. It was so stressful. We are. Can I use my consignment slabs as the next auction slab? Yeah, I don't mind. You want to try one of your slabs as an auction slab? We can start it up right now. It is drowsy. What slab would you like me to do it to? All right, that's one cold one. I just have to warn you, it could end poorly, okay? It could end with you getting almost nothing. So you just have to be aware of that. Mr. Arturo says he'll take 5 of the junk packs. What's in the junk packs? Junk. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There it is. I'll try it. The Tag 10 Slowpoke Old Maid. Oh, is that one? I got to go retrieve that one? I'll do it anyways. Here's Dark King Mecha Kabura. I wonder if I should be allowed to buy a spot in an auction break. Like, if I see an auction going for too low, can I buy a spot? I feel like I shouldn't be allowed to buy a spot because I'm the dealer. Okay, let's see. Here's Fortnite. If it's ever too cheap, though, maybe I can just buy someone else's spot because it's like, man, that'd be a pretty good gift at the very least. Here it is. Yeah, buy Alexis a spot or something. I'm trying to get Alexis some cards, man, because we gotta get her into collecting. I don't think she's got the bug quite yet. She's very good at the shipping, though, but I don't think she's got the bug for collecting. 9 Pillars. We got Sasuke. Here's Woodstyle. Trafalgar Law. Yeah, mister, you can buy a spot on mine. I will allow it. I bet you would. Here's Warm Welcome. Either I make some money from it or someone will get it cheap. It's a win-win. Hey, look at this. Angelic Temptation. Ooh. Okay. We're seeing a lot of pattern in these Pokey junk packs. Not Pokey junk packs, just the junk packs. We're seeing a big pattern in these. Most of all because that's just kind of how it works. All of the junk cards are in like individual baggies that are all right next to each other. So I just pull a little bit from each baggie. All right. Whoa, this one's really big. Whoa, holy mama, Moochie mamas. There you go. That's a lot of cards. You can't buy $3 booster packs at the store anymore, but you can buy a $3 TCC junk pack. Just a bit of fun. That's all it is. It's not very serious. The only thing we got going on now, though, Mr. Arturo, is you got so many cards. We're gonna have to put you in an ETB or something at this point. You're really filling up here. You know who we haven't seen in a little while? We haven't seen Sarah Dewsbury in a little while. Hope she comes back soon. Maybe she's on vacation. But you know, she's such a big part of the stream. You really notice when she's not there. Who remembers Jennifer Yap? I miss Jennifer. How do we entice her to come back? Here's 6-2 perfect orders. All right. She says something about vacation. Oh, that makes sense. Snipping this. Vacation time all the time. This is for Miss 6. Ready? Rocky Talonflame. Ooh. Can I pre-order Abyssai? Yeah, so you can pre-order it right now or join the Abyssai box break that we have going. It's called a pre-order box break. If no one joins it, that's fine because when it arrives, we'll just sell it like normal. It's a 1 in 5 odds for the whole box. There's also a star spot involved in that break. There it is. We started that yesterday night, I think, but I don't think anyone joined it. Here's 6. Oh my. I remember her last order said last big order for a minute. Oh, here's Mark Simon. Pokey Shuffles times 10. Mr. Mark, here goes. Ready? My brain remembers such useless stuff. 1, 2, 3. It's weird how the memory works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You know why it's so hard to take a test in school? Because when your brain doesn't want to remember something, it really is very hard to force it to remember. And so at school, we send kids off to learn a whole bunch of stuff they don't want to know. And then after they're done taking their tests and getting their grade, your brain quickly forgets it all because it doesn't care about it. Think about how unproductive that is. Latios coming out at the very last second. I think that's the bonus card then, isn't it? Your bonus card just got you the Latios. Have you guys ever noticed when you're playing a video game that you really care about, you remember all the game mechanics very quickly. You learn it quickly, you remember it quickly, and your brain becomes like dense with knowledge about that video game. But if you're taking a test in school on a subject you don't care about, it's almost impossible to learn that subject really well without extreme strain. You have to strain so hard to learn something like that, something that you don't care about. This is not an accident. Your brain is hardwired to forget what it deems unimportant. That's how your brain is designed. Your brain evolved to forget useless information to make room for important information because your brain has finite memory. Here's a lot, just like a computer, actually. Here's a latios. Your brain works just like a computer. It has finite space for memory. Yeah, memory is actually a physical space in your brain. There's like a physical part of your brain that deals with all your memories. Here, just look at this. Latios, what are we thinking here, Mr. Mark? So we send kids off to learn this stuff that they don't want to ever do in life. They're not going to do it. They're not going to get a job in it. They hate it. And then if they get a bad grade, we like whip them for it. You're like, you're a loser. You suck. Your total GPA is going down because you're such a loser. You know, it's like, you're stupid. You're an idiot. Just terrible. That's why you hear so many stories about students that get like B's and C's in class and go on to start like a great business because class does not really, it's not really well designed to discover somebody who's like a brilliant genius just in one subject. It's like this, you better be good at test taking, you better be good at memorizing the encyclopedia, and then you can get a 4.0 GPA, which means you're good, and the other children aren't as good. You know, it's just silly, isn't it? Keep. All right, very good. That's an older Latios, by the way. That's Mark Simon. It's just very strange, you know. I was a B student at college. I turned out okay. I got lucky, but I think I was going to do well no matter what I did. I just love to work. And so you were never going to stop me from being a good earner. At the very least, I was just going to get work and I was going to work my fanny off because that's what I like to do. I agree. I had trouble learning French back in high school. I hated that subject. I had to work so hard to get a B, didn't have to revise for all the other subjects, and got an A because I liked them. Yeah, the minute you're really into a subject, it's so much easier to get an A because your brain will just willingly open the book and read it like it's got a fascination with it, it's got a passion for it. And then later in life, what are you surprised you did not become like a French language teacher and move to France or something? Like, of course not. Of course not. You have no interest in French. And so it's very hard to learn it because you're not passionate about it. Your brain doesn't want to remember any of it. And that's just how your brain works. Is because your brain has to work that way. It has to be able to delete information the way you need to be able to clear information off of, like, you know, your Xbox or your computer or your phone. Your brain has the same need. It has finite memory. And the way it works is if your brain deems something important, it remembers it easily. And if your brain deems something unimportant, it struggles to remember it really bad. It doesn't want to learn it and it doesn't want to remember it. That's how the brain works. It's really fascinating. I learned that what in psychology, by the way, in college. I was learning about dementia and memory in college when I learned all that in abnormal psych. Here's Soul Despair with the very large order. He says, one spot in the Leia trade break. All right, here you are. This is the last stream for the Leia. It goes off no matter what the number of spots there are. It's our first time officially hosting an auction break. People bought spots for you, Ivan, in a random trade break, and you won it like 2 weeks ago. Really? We learned all that from TCC. Here it is. I really enjoyed psychology. That subject's fun. That's why so many people learn it. Here's 3 packs of the Gem 5. Psychology's fun, man. Here it is. One Chinese surprise. I remembered that information about how we learn, but I probably didn't remember some obscure information about how to code something because that's boring. You know, $60 to finish my slab away. All right, very good. That feels good, doesn't it? All right. You know what I like about slab away is it gives you a reason to go to work. Let's see. We're gonna start looking for you. Gives you a reason to pick up a couple extra hours or be motivated. That's one of the interesting things about collecting is like now you have a goal. It was like a vintage Magneton Tag 4. Oh, nice. Look at that. Ooh. So these are now yours, Mr. Soul Despair. And we can remove this from over here. I wish my job would let me pick up more hours. Yeah. Some jobs are real restrictive about that. Okay. What led you to pursue rental properties? You learned about it on your own. When I was a kid, I was already completely 100% obsessed with the idea of investment. Investment is such a crazy thing when you really stop and think about it. Everybody loves to shop. Most people do. There are some like stinky philosopher types, they don't like to shop. But most of us normal people, most of us shopping chuds, we love to shop. So imagine in this world, there's something you can buy and it gives you more money. Boy, I was hooked on that idea in 2 seconds as a kid. I mean, I was totally obsessed. So when I was a kid, we were quite poor and we would go to the library all the time. And so when I was in my teens, I rented virtually every single book on how to rent and sell real estate. That was me when I was like 14, 15. I was obsessed with real estate and I rented all the books of the library and I skimmed through some of them, but I read quite a few of them. And it was teaching everything. It was teaching about cash for houses, made some people exceptionally rich. It taught about how some businesses buy land and then they just open anything on that land to make it productive. It talked about how to basically like take a look at a house and understand your total cost versus what you can rent on it. So these books were teaching like how to pick a really good investment property. And I was like 15, really fascinated with this stuff. I was like obsessed with it. And my plan was to own like, oh, I'm going to own like 20 homes one day. I'm going to own 20 homes. But that was because I was really unsophisticated when it came to investment. I didn't really understand the whole idea of investing, just that housing looked really fun and a lot of people were getting rich from housing. Of course, I never really had the money to do that, by the way. I never really had the money to buy rental properties. But so I had heard about buying and selling real estate properties for many years. And then 2008 happened and the housing market bubble popped. So I was reading all those books before the housing bubble market popped, and it was a very exciting time to invest in real estate because it was just going up, 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 and it can only go higher. And then it popped in 2008, and that kind of poured some cold water on me, and I was like, all right, maybe housing's not the only thing. All right, all of these cards here were for Mr. Soul Despair. And we're going to go ahead and put this into your bag now, Mr. Soul Despair. So that poured some cold water on my dreams and aspirations of owning like 20 homes. And so now I was more obsessed with other things, ideas like, well, probably the stock market then, right? We got to get you in the stock market. We got to do the 401k. And so I was learning about all those things many, many, many times over. I was obsessed with saving. I was obsessed with investment. I was obsessed with real estate. And eventually I would become obsessed with baseball cards and gold because I learned that from an investing book that was talking about how baseball cards consistently beat the stock market. I was like, huh, baseball cards beat the stock market. And so I love that idea of sort of like there's these things in this world that you can own that aren't traditional investments like, like the stock market or real estate. These are things like bottles of wine. You can buy a bottle of wine in the year 2026 from a prestigious brand. Then put that bottle of wine in a wine cellar for 20 years. 20 years later, now you have vintage wine. You can sell vintage wine. And just because you held it in your cellar without opening it, it's worth more now. So I started getting obsessed with the idea of alternative assets a long time ago. And I even learned some of that stuff working with my dad. Like burls were going up in price because there weren't enough of them. So I love that kind of stuff. I just really enjoyed it. We are. Let's see. So when I was younger, I wanted to do all that real estate stuff. And as I got older, I realized maybe it's not the greatest thing. And today I rent one home out. It's a lake house. You could rent it. You could actually come out here to Lake of the Ozarks and rent my home. It's an Airbnb and it's on the Lower East side of the lake. And I lived in that home. You can sit on my porcelain throne where my own butt has sat and chat into the toilet. So it'd be very nice. Here's Eddie. He says 20 Israeli English packs and SRs and above only. So the Azure Lane English packs. You got it, man. Now you must be referring to Azure Lane Volume 2, right? Let's take a quick look at that. Because I don't think I have Azure. Oh, I do. I have the original Azure Lane. Is that right? Oh, no, 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 no. I see. Wait. So we have two Azure types. We have Azure Lane Volume 2 and Azure Lane Volume 1. So we have to determine which one you actually ordered. You ordered the $8 pack. Okay, good. So we know which one you ordered now. And so now we just need to get it for you. I think I'm going to go get you a fresh box to get us started. We might have a fresh box right here. What about you guys? What were you guys obsessed with when you were little? It was a vintage magneton. Renting housing property is really hard in the UK as a landlord. Too many legislations that help the tenants more than the landlord. It can take more than a year to kick a bad tenant out. Yeah, not me renting it out now to go lick the seat. What the fuck? That's gross, dude. Volume 2, please. All right, so here we go. So here's a zero lane. You ready? Yuck. No, I get it. You're trying to be funny. Let's grab this. There you go. Well, the other seat would have been Karis's seat, huh? No, I'm just messing. She's cute, man. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that video of Karis finally posted a video of herself to the internet like 10 years later? Yeah. Witcher 3 getting a new expansion 11 years later. Is it really? That makes no sense. All right. Tossing that away. These days, I'm still obsessed with real estate. I spend hundreds of hours researching exactly where you should live in America. I'm super, 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 super fascinated by it. Karis and I are both remote workers, so we have an advantage where we can move exactly where you should move. So we have that advantage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 here. So you might actually need 2 boxes. Is that right? We might need to get you 2 boxes. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, because this baggie's not going to cut it, is it? Unless it does have 8 in it. Maybe it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh. 6, 7, 6, 7. I was obsessed with the concept of life itself. I didn't understand how we could have become what we were from nothing as a child. I would stay up all night with my thoughts. That's because that's the way insert my God created the world. All right, let me go get this. Here we are. All right. Very good. Invest in Steam Deck OLEDs. Yeah, what are those? There you go. Very nice. Tossing that. Get this bad boy right here. And we're going to put this back into the baggie. So you have 20 packs officially. Good. This is 20 packs of Azure Lane. So this can go back on this stack over here. Oh yeah, do I need to buy more Riftbound again, or did we already do that? Riftbound, guys. Riftbound been selling like candy. Now, we're jumping back over here. Let's start stepping. Let's turn the music back up. I just got off work. What? You just got off work? I hate how the screen turns red just because we have something blue on the screen. That's outrageous, man. And I've tried many tricks to turn this off, and there's just no way to turn it off, man. So annoying. Okay. At the moment, I don't have much cash flow. It's all tied into 3 properties and Pokemon, so no big moves for me at the moment. Just buying cheap vintage Disney cards. Here we are. All right. Let's snip this. Okay. Ooh. Now let's grab this. Yeah, there's things I know I should do to increase my income. I know that if I really wanted to increase my income, we should get that Cardconomist grading going again. That means I have to get off my butt and I have to like try and hire somebody to do the encapsulation, and then I have to train them. Then they have to actually work out. They have to be like a good person. So it's like this way I can increase my cash flow, but I'm scared to do it. I've been traumatized. Here we are by it working out poorly on the well, it wasn't that bad for the first year actually last time. We are ooh. But there's this certain amount of comfort I get from just living in my home and not having somebody come in and work with me. So there's a certain comfort to that, and it's hard to get away from that comfort. Maybe that's a lot of life is just being uncomfortable. Earning money is discomfort. It's very rare that you earn money and you're comfortable at the same time. Ooh, look at that. But it could be like maybe training Alexis somehow, like making videos. We are making her just sending her a couple cards and say, okay, watch these training videos and get this done or something like that. You know what I mean? So we are. I don't know if there's a trick to getting her to do it. I guess if I made see, I'm tempted to make training videos because if I make really good training videos on the card grading, this means whoever we hire to do the encapsulation. Whoa. All right. Damn, bro. We get it. She's a cute bunny girl. Or doing something like expanding the number of products that I sell on eBay, for example. Like eBay is a different customer base than you guys. eBay is like the whole world, and I can get more. Whoa! What is this outfit? Oops, almost dropped that. Here's the bunny made outfit girl with the singing microphone. Boop. I can get more like plastic products up on eBay. Like we sell the display cases, and those have been doing pretty steady sales. Well, we can get like a wider variety of display cases going if I worked really hard on it. So it's just a matter of like putting more time into it. We are. Here we are. Whenever you want a good working, genuine, respectful guy for you, just let me know, says Tyler. Cody, well, Cody, here's what's going to happen. In August, we're going to find out if Missouri is becoming a no tax state. If Missouri does in fact become a no tax state, that could change a lot. That could change a lot of things for us. And I've got that little house for sale, the one that John was renting, and I'm almost questioning if I should let it sell because it's listed for sale right now. And if I stopped it from selling and just, I don't know, just left alone for a minute, I could once again rent it out to somebody who wants to come out here and work and have the rent be part of their pay, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know how that will work because last time, one of the problems was that John was not getting enough work in order to pay the rent. So John wasn't getting enough hours to pay the rent and have a bunch of money left over to do what he wanted. Um, his hours went down to like 20 hours per week. And this was during 2023, 2024, when Pokemon card demand was weakening, grading demand was weakening. And now it's high again. Obviously, it's very good again, right? So it's like a boom bust cycle. But so back then, it was really slowing down and becoming very low demand. And this was affecting his income because I couldn't get enough grades for him to work on. And I was just telling him, I was like, well, you should pick up a side job, at whatever place will hire you so that you have my income and you have the side job income. And so I think if he had done that, that would have helped him a lot. Ooh, look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all this. So that was a problem. And, so if I hire another person, there's no guarantee that doesn't become another problem. Because one of the tricky parts of renting from the person who also hires you is if we run low on hours, how are you going to pay your rent? So it's tricky to be both landlord and employer to a person. That's a tricky setup. Makes it very hard to fire somebody because then they have no income to pay the rent. You know what I mean? So it's just very tricky. And like everything just has to go well. It is. I have things I can do to increase my income using my encapsulation machine. It's just doing it. It's hard when I work 12 hours a day. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So like I get my work done and it's like, okay, I can do more work or I can just relax for a minute. And maybe when I was like 18, I'd have just worked through my bones or something like that. But now I'm reaching a point where I'm just feeling a little older and like just wanting to sleep. You get older and you're like, I did all that. I did all the hustling. I did all that already. I just want to relax now, you know? Let's see, Mr. Eddie. You don't have a box, do you, Eddie? No, I don't see a box. Let's find your bag. Well, Eddie, 20 packs this time did not yield you a signature, but man, those girl cards are sexy. And I bet you there's probably a signature getting closer at least. Here we are. Let's see. Well, you got some nice cards in there. But let's take a look at those again. So you got Legs Girl, Microphone Bunny Girl. Gosh, don't do me, Bunny Girl. Here's Elegant Fur Girl, Gamer Girl with Kitten. That's probably the sexiest one if you really think about lifestyle. There we go. Gamer Girl with Kitten, give me that. That's what I want. Holy, dude. Nothing's better than that. Gamer Girl with a kitten. Thank you, Mr. Eddie Bruto. Appreciate it, man. Hope you're having a nice day, by the way. Let's see. Keep the hollows, he said. All right, you got it. Have it your way. I guess I'll just keep these hollows. I'm just kidding. I appreciate that too, man. Last chance to jump in this Leia, guys. Last chance to jump in this Leia. Right now, it's 1 in 6. 6 is Gamer Girl with Rat. Especially now that we're about to be in the middle of summer and things slow down a bunch. Things did not slow down as much this year for Pokemon as it has in previous years. We've stayed pretty busy, even though it is pretty much summertime. Mister, what slabs are up for sale now? Oh, we got tons of slabs, man. You're looking for maybe another slab away, huh? Let's go through the pricey slabs and I'll just show them off to you. You think about it. Now, some of these may need a price update, okay? I got to warn you about that because some of these are old. If they need a price update, that means that the price could have gone up. But here's a Clefable 10, Pikachu Break Y XY 10, Latias Poker 10. That's pretty good. Watch, it's a snap. I call this the selfie Mickey Mouse card. It's one of the best vintage Mickey Mouse cards, in my opinion. 1935. If you're looking for the best of the best, I feel like it's that card right there. This is an interesting one. Fairy Energy from XY Evolutions, graded 10 by tag. Hard to get those 10s, But that one got a 10. That's from XY Evolutions. Here is a Topps Dratini. Here's a Black Label Kuromi. I just sold one of these on eBay for $400. Doduo vending. Oh, it's vending Doduo. That's probably underpriced. Here's Professor Oak, and here's Topps Geodude. So there's a couple things. What else we got for you? What's this? Rip the Fairy Energy. Pikachu 9.5 for 400. We've got Mimikyu 10 for 295. Kadabra for 350. This Charizard for 800. This Voltalam for 500. This Shuppet for 240. Okay. I should send the Voltalam and the Shuppet off to eBay. Here's Dark Ride 9 for 250. What's this? Here's a vending Metazoo for 850. I call him Metazoo for fun. This guy probably needs an update, but he claims to be 260. He probably needs to be updated. All those Diamond Pro cards are exploding right now. Here's Giratina for 1200. Charmander for 2000. Light Flareon for 1000. Pristine Galarian Moltres 340. Here's Ekans Joker 435. Scizor for 500. Some big expensive ones, right? You like some of these expensive ones. Here's a first edition Misty's Goldeen for 400. A Halo sketch card for 285, 275, 380, 700. These are all really nice. Tora Karuta Ponita from the Koro magazine. Here's Giratina from Unified Minds. Here's Nidoking. I'd list one of these per day on eBay during the stream. Just get it done, one per stream. Get them all listed up there. Put an eBay on them. E for eBay once they're done. Ooh, speaking of which, I actually have a card like that I have to retrieve. It's a Parasect. He's sold. So he's for sale up on the table, but he's also for sale on eBay simultaneously. We have a couple more stacked up here if I can reach them. Damn, I got a big grip. So here's After the Speech. Thick wick. Somebody is trying to buy this from me right now. Here's Cloud One. Well, they're inquiring about it. Here's Cloud One, Opus One, Wave One. Here's Redo of Healer. Holy. Cardos Charizard 9.5. Here's Yellow Mr. Mime. I shouldn't even be selling this one. Here's Tops 2 cover art. Here's Charizard 8. Queen of Spades, Lily Lunala. Ethan's Typhlosion 10. This is a 5 of 5 Black Panther Tops Chrome card. Wow, graded 9. Here's Jolteon 10, 1600. A different scissor for 300. We'll have to check that. Red Magikarp 1000. Base set Coughing 600. Abra 10 for 340. Venus Flytrap for 40. Poker King, Nido King for 400. Now this just needs to be converted over to a nice PSA slab, which I probably should do. It looks virtually perfect. This card is insanely good looking, but I thought I'd just offer it for sale right now instead of, because it's going to take forever for it to come back. Here's Wigglytuff Crystal Guardians 3.6. That probably has to be checked, and another Charizard. So there you have it. Lots of stuff. I have a friend who'd love that Black Panther. Let him know about it. Let him know about it. Tell him we got a slab away. There it is. That was the slab away pricey slabs. We showed off most of them, I think. There's probably more laying around here and there. So let me print this label for this eBay item. Okay, orders to ship. And get shipping label. And print. Please buy. Amelia was the buyer. That's the name of the buyer, Amelia. I knew a girl growing up called Amelie. She had a huge, huge crush on me. Okay, so there's that. And is Paris going to be over here? Let's see if we can find Paris. Definitely some great options. I'll note them down for the future. Ooh, that's a pretty Erica. Yeah, I would not be surprised if the Erica would sell. If it was in a PSA slab, it would probably already sell. But note this, if I actually get it upgraded to the PSA slab, I'm going to ask for more money, okay? So keep that in mind. If I end up doing that for you, I would then officially ask for more money. So Paris might actually be on the table. Let's check the table. There it is. Look at that. E for eBay. See that? Might have to ship this one myself so he doesn't have to wait too long because Alexis isn't in until Friday. E for E for everyone. Shelmet, Tree Herder, and Sebo. All right. Well, guys, it's 5:40. We made it through 150 minutes. We're about to run this trade break. You're allowed to purchase a spot in it or trade for a spot in it right now. If no one does it, we're ready to begin. This is it. This is the end of the stream, and we're doing the auction break. That's what it is. It's an auction break. Will eBay slabs be discounted on the table to compensate for the 13% fee? I think so. I don't know. I think there's some scenarios where that's true, but I don't want to think about it very hard, I guess. Let me think about it. Many of these slabs you see here are not listed on eBay at all, and we don't give you 13% off. We just sell them as is. So it's an interesting idea because I guess what you could always do with an eBay slab is you could punish me for listing it on eBay by just going over there and buying it there instead. Um, but I don't know if I want to just automatically make every one of my slabs 13% cheaper than eBay. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people will buy them for that price anyways, the full price. I know this because I've been selling it that way for 7 years. Because not only do people just enjoy supporting the stream, but it's about the availability and the fact that you don't have to pay 5% or I'm not 5%, like 8% taxes on the slab when you buy it as well. So, I benefit from not selling it on eBay. You benefit from not buying it on eBay as well because you don't have to pay any taxes. And I know taxes for most people float between like 7 and 9%. So you're getting a cut already when you purchase it directly through me. Um, But yeah, if I really wanted to, I could always lower something by 13 or 10 or 20%. I could always do that. So it'll probably be based on just demand. All right. $5, $5. Do I see $5? Last chance to get in here into the trade break. You can even trade to get into the trade break. Let me grab this. Mr. Eddie says 3 trade spots. You got it, man. All right, one. It's going off right now. There's no limit to the number of spots that can be in here. That's one thing you have to understand. Okay. I'm going to write you down as EM, EM, EM. It's a new structure for a break. Usually the way the breaks work is that you know how many spots there are. In this one, you don't know how many spots there's going to be because it's just going to be based off of demand. Instead, there's a time limit, just like an auction. So in an auction, there's a time limit. And we just reached the time limit on this card. It's going off right now. Should I have a timer on the screen? Maybe there should be like a timer on the screen. I don't want it to be like eBay where it's like people wait to the last 2 seconds to place a bid. So I don't want it to be that way because it's like, it's too inconvenient. So yeah, I guess I'll just randomly end it when I feel like people are done setting in spots. Let's see. You know what? For this slab, nobody even offered to trade into it. It's so interesting. People must really enjoy their hollers or something or not want to trade in any of their junk cards. So there it is. It's completed. That was stream number 4 is over. And we have a new auction break that someone's wanting to host. Mr. Tyler wants to host it. We are. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I think it's probably a good idea. Here it is. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 spots total. Going once, going twice, sold. Now, one person's going to walk away with this Princess Leia slab. I don't know if you remember how we do the trade break, but it's a lot faster than the standard breaks where we open up like the custom booster packs. Here, we just flip a name over. I don't know, maybe we should have booster packs like normal. Okay. All right, audience, give me a number to split this in half, and whoever is on the top of the pile gets the card. Boy, it looks so beautiful outside. The sky looks perfect. Andy Man says 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you ready, everybody? This card is the card that has just pulled the Leia. Jacob Chickering this time. Mr. Jacob, congratulations. There it is. That is an idea I've wanted to implement for a while. It is called an auction break. It is. It is not based off of the number of spots, only off of demand and a time limit. There it is. I think this time around, I'm going to host one more of these myself. Okay, Mr. Tyler. So this time, let's have the next one be this is pretty good looking. So we're gonna have the next one be the Zapdos is kind of too simple as well. Why don't we get you know what I liked about the Leia? The Leia was like an actual hit card graded 9. Oh man, this is cool as hell. We're kind of having some Star Wars appreciation recently. Oh, remember we were trying to do a pre-grade for all those cards for Mr. Ciespin? Remember that? Well, I really did grade some Star Wars cards, and look, here's a 9. Here's a 9. Oh, wow. Where's my little pad? There it is. Looks like this could use some cleaning. Oh, cleans right off. Good. I was going to say, it looks like it was scuffed a little bit, but it's just wiping right off. Look how nice. Oh, 2 Star Wars cards in a row, though. Is that a good idea? What do you guys think? Is that a bad idea? 2 Star Wars cards in a row? Dude, isn't General Grievous cool as hell? What a great bad guy. So General Grievous is an option. It's a refractor, by the way. What else? What other kind of options we got? Surely some other ones. Let's see. That's a really expensive card. Look at this draft. This guy's a 9, but he's basically like a expensive hit card. That's E-Dragon. Let's see. Here's a Unified Minds Kangaskhan. Let's do this Kangaskhan. We did a Star Wars card already. So this one will be a Pokemon card. It's a pretty old Pokemon card. You can see it has a yellow border. The music was playing. You guys can't hear it, but I can hear it. All right, so here we have a little bit of hollow bleed on that, actually. That's cool. So this is Unified Minds, and it's Kangaskhan. It's got 2 Raichus in the back, and unfortunately, it graded 9. It's really hoping for a 10. Does it deserve the 9? Maybe. It's a pretty clean-looking card, so it's a bummer that it got a 9. Put it in here. When I send hollows like this out, I'm usually pretty picky. I don't like to send out low-quality hollows that have no shot at a 10. This will work in exactly the same way. You can trade your junk cards to get in here. You can buy directly in here. The price is not determined by the number of spots beforehand, but by the demand over 4 streams. So in 4 streams, no matter what, in 4 streams, this card will be done. I think it would be cool to host like an auction break that lasts for like 2 weeks. What do you guys think of that? Would that be fun? We're going to, on the top of this, we're going to call this the trade break. So keep an eye on this, because if there's only like one guy in here, or if there's nobody in here, you might want to buy a spot and basically steal it. So, for example, if anyone ever doesn't buy a spot in a trade break and it reaches day 4, you can win the whole card for $5. That's possible for it to happen. So it's something to keep an eye on. All right. All done, guys. Thank you so much. Wonder what the top views was today. I wasn't paying too close attention to that. But what we needed for the view bounty was 75, which I'm pretty confident we didn't hit. I also don't remember what we hit yesterday. Oops. So we'll just keep this at 75. And then I don't think we hit the view bounty today. So I'm going to end the stream and see what we need to set the new number to. I'll see you guys for the nighttime stream, okay? See you there.